Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Stars, Stripes, and Fireworks Night and Case Pine Community Credit Union Win It Wednesday at Community Field, the home of your Burlington Bees. We are proud to be a part of the Prospect League. Tonight's opponents are the Clinton Lumber Kings. Bees fans, we want your experience here at the Hive to be safe and enjoyable. Please pay attention to the action on the field. Be aware that bats, balls, and other objects may enter the seating area at any time. Smoking in any form is not allowed inside the ballpark. We ask you to be considerate of your fellow Bees fans. Please refrain from the use of profanity in our family environment. If you have any issues, please seek the help of a stadium employee. Fans, make sure you give yourself an opportunity to win at the ballpark by buying an official Bees program. The program includes tonight's on-field contest entry forms, as well as up-to-date rosters for both teams, and the potential to win a great prize from one of our lucky ad sponsors. Bees home runs during the game are sponsored by Burlington Blackwater Mini Golf, bringing family fun to Jefferson Street this summer. Go try out their Mississippi Moon Ice Cream Parlor and play a round of mini golf on their historical indoor course. Walks during the game are sponsored by Scooters Coffee, and our strikeout sponsor is Matt Rinker State Farm. Make sure to root on your Bees to win big tonight. This season, every time Wednesday home game is Win It Wednesday, sponsored by Case Vine Community Credit Union. Fans that bring 5 or more canned food items to the game will be entered to win a prize from Case Vine. And if the Bees win the game tonight, all fans will receive a ticket voucher as they exit to come back to another Wednesday game this season.
This is the first time they have
Bees stadium lighting is provided by Musco, the preferred lighting supplier of the Prospect League. On behalf of the entire Musco team, have a great game and play ball. Tonight we are celebrating Independence Day one day early with fireworks after the game. Sponsored by Catfish Bed Casino and J&M Displays.
That's why I did it. Yeah, that's why I did it. I'm actually getting paid because the floaters were, well, if I would have started sooner, I would have got Monday, but the floaters are usually Wednesday on. I want That's right. 10 hours yesterday, 10 hours today, and 10 hours tomorrow. I've been up, well, they got done early on Thursday, so I'm doing all Thursday at 10 o'clock. We got up at 10 o'clock.
Good afternoon and welcome to Burlington, Iowa inside Community Field. It's Stars, Stripes, and Fireworks night at the Hive as the Clinton Lumber Kings are in town to take on your Burlington Bees. Hi, I'm Liam Sample, joined alongside Sam Egan. One of the most fun days of the season taking place today at Community Field as we celebrate July 4th, the best holiday arguably of the summer, and the Bees have their handful with one of their divisional foes and just the second game for them of the second half half. Clinton 17-11 overall this season, including being 2-0 in the second half of the season and 7-7 on the road. The Lumber Kings 4-0 against the Bees this season, including, and if you include exhibition, they're actually 6-0. So a team that has really rocked the Bees this season, as Burlington 6-24 overall, 0-1 in this half of the season with a 5-9 record at Community Field. Yesterday dropped a 4-2 game to the O'Fallon Hoots in a game that was better defined by the weather. Rain cut the game short after 6 innings. So Sam, one of the most fun days of the year, July 4th celebrated at Community Field. What are your thoughts on today's matchup?
I'm really looking forward to this matchup here. A little bit of a series with the Clinton Lumber Kings upcoming for the Bees, and hopefully one where the Bees can find their footing. It was a really competitive game for the Bees last night. Fortunately for them, their offense just could not get all assets clicking. Of course, the game only ended in 6 innings, so we're not able to showcase what they can do in a 9-inning contest. Of course, that one ended up being an exhibition for the Bees. So although last night was technically their opener for the second half, this one will be their first recorded game as long as, no weather comes through again.
Clinton, a 9-5 victory at Springfield last night. 3 straight victories for them. I was able to talk to assistant coach Casey Soley earlier today on what this second half means to this group, what his outlook of this group will be for the second half. So I'll turn it over to my conversation with Casey Soley from earlier today.
You're alongside Coach Soley today. Coach, we talked about how your role here is different. Halfway through, how have you enjoyed being an assistant here?
I love it. I mean, getting to show up to a baseball field every day for work is something I dreamed of, and I watch my dad do all the time, and I really enjoy helping work with these guys and make themselves better at the game of baseball, and hopefully develop some great relationships with these guys down the road.
I know it was a bit of a difficult first half, but as a coaching staff, what were the biggest takeaways?
I mean, I don't know if I can speak for O, but I feel like I can speak for myself and T. Rich, but I feel that we learned a lot. The game speeds up a lot as a player, and you learn how to slow it down, and it does the same thing as a coach, and just learning, how to use the same language with the guys to help them understand what they need to work on, what they need to understand on how to get better at, and what we need to work on as coaches in order to help these guys continue to succeed and get better at the next level.
So when you turn the page, what are the main points of focus for the second half of the season?
I think the main point of focus for the second half of the season will be for hitters. It'll be for us to hit better with runners in scoring position. I think that's something we need to do better, not be as picky. I think we need to hunt the fastball early and often with runners in scoring position, not allow yourself to fall behind in counts. Pitching-wise, I think it's just, getting a good start out of our starters, and I felt like we did that a lot, and I think our bullpen needs to just learn to pitch freely. It's a game of baseball. It's something they've done their whole life, and just a matter of getting ahead right away and pitching freely and, throwing strikes. I think that's the main focus for them.
So I know some roster changes have occurred, will continue to occur, but who from this first half are you guys excited to have back?
Coop is definitely a guy we're excited to have back. I think he's top 3 or top 5 in batting average, and the guy just finds a way to get on base. I felt like he got hit by pitches a lot too, so he's willing to stay in there and get hit by the pitch a lot. Another guy I really liked was Landon Akers. I felt that even though maybe his batting average didn't show for it, he continued to hit the ball hard. He may not have found holes all the time, but I felt like he hit the ball very hard for us and, did a really good job of finding the barrel a lot. So I'm excited to have him back too.
So let's focus first on pitching. What were your overall thoughts on the arms as a group, and what is the team going to focus on?
I feel like we have a lot of guys that have a lot of great potential. It's just a matter of not putting so much pressure on themselves. And, it's different nowadays with the portal. You got guys on our team that are either JUCO guys or portal guys that are looking for a college to find them at for their next step. And that's a lot of pressure. But at the same time, I think people put pressure on themselves, and that's where I think guys just need to pitch freely. It's the same game we've always played, and just a matter of going out there, having fun, and competing. So, just kind of what I said earlier, just finding the strike zone, getting comfortable with yourself, and hopefully T. Rich and I and Coach O can always help them to, not feel as much pressure on themselves.
Talked about it earlier, but to this hitters group, what are your thoughts on the bats as we look to a new half?
Pretty much the same thing. I feel like I answered it before, but I'll touch up on it. Just, keep on finding barrels, being aggressive, not being too picky. I understand we don't want to swing at balls. The strike zone's going to be a little bigger, so sometimes you're going to have to battle a little bit with 2 strikes, even if the ball's off the plate. But, just continuing to attack and be aggressive, and especially with runners in scoring position.
So give me some names on this changing roster that fans should be excited for in the second half.
With new guys coming in, I really like Brownie, and I'm a little biased. He's a Mount Mercy guy, and I really think he's got a lot of great potential. He's a big kid, strong kid, and can really swing the bat. Keanu is another guy that I think will be really good. I watched him hit BP yesterday, and looks like he's got a lot of raw power, and looks like he understands how to control the barrel, so I'm excited to see him swing it too as well.
Final question for you. It's the 4th of July celebration at Community Field. What's your favorite part about the 4th of July, and would you say it's your favorite holiday?
It is without a doubt my favorite holiday.
Without a doubt.
I love America. My favorite part about it is you get to bring all these family and friends together, and you get to enjoy a very special day, a day of freedom, and you can spend it however you want. You can go to a lake, you can go to a ballpark, watch America's pastime, and so there's so much to it. And the fireworks as well are always a great touch, and I love that. But just being able to spend your freedom together with your family and friends, I love that. So,
I mean, without a doubt, it's crazy. What about Christmas?
No, Christmas is great and it's awesome. I mean, the birth of Jesus Christ, but no, 4th of July is without a doubt my favorite.
All right, I like the strong opinions. Thanks for coming on today. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
So Casey Soley, confirmed July 4th guy, confirmed not a Christmas guy, said Christmas is great, prefers July 4th, have to respect it. And every time you get Clinton, Sam, you get this great matchup of coach versus apprentice. Jack Dom, Clinton's head coach, been the head coach at Mount Mercy University for 10 seasons. Burlington's head coach, Owen Oreskovich, 4th year as a coach here, a Mount Mercy graduate in 2019, is currently their hitting coach. And then Casey Soley, a graduate assistant there, and Tyler Richards, their statistical coach there. So you get this, like I said, head coach versus apprentice type battle, and we're going to get this 3 straight times. Game here tonight. Tomorrow will be at Clinton for July 4th at first pitch, at 6:30, and then back here against the Lumber Kings again on Friday. So a really action-packed set against, and a lot of narratives to go with this one, especially with that coaching matchup. We'll take you through the starting lineup first for the visiting Lumber Kings. It leads off with a guy you're very familiar with, Sam, and Clay Jacobs, the Ball State University senior, playing in 19 games, a .286 batting average, only 1 stolen base, and a .423 on base. So does a good job getting on base. So 1 stolen base, you would expect maybe more from a leadoff hitter, but we'll see what he could bring. Next will be the shortstop in number 9, Rafe Peterson, 18 games played, a .365 slugging, paired with a .360 on base for him. Attends University of Illinois Chicago, also a senior there. Another senior follows him in number 23, R.J. Sherwood, the Youngstown Tate senior. It's playing in 16 games so far this year, .333 average with a .561 slugging and a .415 on base. So a guy who could truly do it all, and a really nice slugging to pair alongside it. The DH, one of the best hitters on this team, and number 33, Jalen Martinez, the Arkansas State University attendee, 19 games played with a .352 batting average. The 5-hitter in the third baseman is number 28, Carson Grau, the University of Iowa commit. Will start there in 2024, or next year, 16 games with a .349 batting average. Next is the first baseman, a new addition to this roster, Jacob Hadberg. Only played in 1 game so far, a .500 average due to his home run and 2 hits. Actually, is a slugging above 100. We'll take it to field level for the playing of the Star Spangled Banner before returning to the rest of the lineup.
You see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the
John with an incredible edition of the Star-Spangled Banner. The best day to do so with today being the July 4th celebration at Community Field. Some special Stars and Stripes jersey for them. More on that later. The 7-hitter today is the catcher in Noah Gordon, another relatively new Lumber King. Only 6 games played so far. 333 batting average, just a stolen base, and 1 hit in those early start to his career. Next is a more experienced guy in the 8-hitter, Blake Timmons. Did not play this year at North Dakota State, was a freshman, but 18 games played, has a 364 slugging with a 370 on base, 10 hits for Timmons already. And like I said, playing a ton of games for the center fielder today with 18. And the 9-hitter in the second baseman will be number 3, Jesse Contreras, the Heartland Community College freshman, playing in his 10th game for the Lumber Kings, a 190 batting average alongside a 346 on base. Before we get going here, Sam, why don't you take us through the Bees lineup quickly?
And leading off for the Bees, once again, will be Jackson Reed. He is looking to get a hot start for the Bees. He's been flawless defensively, has yet to record an error for the Bees. Batting second, once again, will be Landon Akers, 2 for 3 in last night's ball game to extend his on-base streak to 15 games. Batting third, Corey Boyette. He went 1 for 3 with a single in last night's ball game, also a pair of strikeouts, 7 RBIs, and only 7 games played for Boyette to start his Bees career. Batting next and making his Bees debut here in the 2024 season is Keanu Spencer. Absolutely great for the Bees last summer, and a guy that they're so grateful to have back here for the second half. A 304 average and a 405 on base last year with the Bees. Batting fifth will be Cooper Donlin, guy who's been spectacular this year, 5'11 on base. Went 1 for 2 last night to make his on base streak 18. Jackson Lindquist, Skylar Agnew, Christian Dunn, and rounding it out will be Scotty Savage for this order. So leading it off here will be Clay Jacobs, the Ball State Cardinal, and returning for his 5th year. Also had a really solid game against the Bees in his last time out, and looking for similar results here.
Yeah, Jackson Wohlers, today's starter, the Rock Valley College freshman, was almost been the number 1 guy for the majority part of the season. He kind of slots into that number 2 as this time through the rotation.
He fires in a first pitch to the Cardinal. It's a beautiful pitch there from Wohlers. Called for a strike. Wohlers working very fast and trying to deceive the timing of Jacobs. Cannot get that second pitch to go, and it's 1-1. Another pitch attacking the outside early to the left-handed bat in Jacobs, and it's behind 2-1. So lefty-righty start off a favorable matchup. A lot of left-handed bats for this Lumber King lineup. See how it fares against a right-hander in Wohlers. Wohlers attacking low and outside for the majority of this at-bat, and right there paints the corner he's been looking for all game long to start off in this first at-bat. And now it's even count 2-2, and a very tough hitter in Jacobs. 2-2 coming from Wohlers on the outside, and cannot get Jacobs looking. A nice pitch there from Jackson Wohlers. Now going to be a payoff pitch and a really good at-bat to start off the ball game.
Wohlers 5.2 innings with only 1 earned run let up last time he threw.
Attacks the outside one more time, and Jacobs takes a walk for ball 4. So Jacobs doing what he does best, just being able to find his way aboard and get on base, and doing that once again here. Leadoff guy is aboard here for the Lumber Kings.
150 walks entering this game on the season. The Bees have 150 walks. They've allowed 174 walks this season, so a high amount of walks considering the fact they've only played in 29 games statistically.
Jacobs had 25 walks in his collegiate career with the Ball State Cardinals. Also a threat to steal a couple bases as well. We'll see if he does so here. Big lead, and that ball's lined right back at Wohlers on the mound. Dunn picks it up, but will not have a play. And right now the concern on the mound is Wohlers, who got hit by an absolute rocket off the bat of Peterson.
So not sure if he got hit in the hand, which was near his leg, or hit in the actual leg. But for Wohlers here, you can see just a bit shaken up and quick to put his hand on that right quads. So we'll just see if he's okay here. And it looks like he's going to try to potentially throw a couple pitches here.
Some scary sight here. We've seen that quite a few times here already this season at Community Field, where balls come right back at the pitcher and deflected off of him. Thankfully, at least so far, we haven't seen too much of a serious injury. As
yeah, it looks like it's the leg, Sam, not to interrupt you there. I was concerned for a second it was the hand, because his hand was right on his quad when that ball came in and just was a direct shot. So to see him shake off his quad, shake off the trainer and his head coach, it's a really good sight for him personally. The last thing you want when you play summer ball is an injury, especially one coming off of a line drive. You know, that can lead to fractured bones. So you're almost a little fortunate, Sam. He took that ball off the quad, a bit of a meteor part of the body, and not off the hand.
And we'll see if that has any effect on the rest of his outing. But quickly 2 aboard and nobody out here for the Lumber Kings. And see how they respond here with the 3-hole hitter and Sherwood at the dish.
So this is a Lumber Kings offense, Sam, is the first pitch called strike that has hit the ball very well this season. 7th most RBIs paired alongside the 5th most runs in the Prospect League. So for them, this is a prime opportunity to strike. One thing I really enjoy about their lineup today, and Coach Jack Dahm, he's got 4 seniors back to back to back in the order. The Bees don't even have a senior in the starting roster today. So they have so much more experience than a lot of their counterparts in the Prospect League. And with an opportunity right here, you look to that leadership to strike.
Clinton trying to show off that experience, but quickly behind 0-2 after a couple of really nice pitches from Wohlers. Slider was the last one that just broke away. Goes with another slider, and he strikes him out. Big bounce back pitch there, and a huge at-bat for Wohlers, and now double play could potentially end the inning.
Huge strikeout for Wohlers, and he didn't really have to turn up the velocity here. So you said, like, oh, we'll see how the injury affects him. He just goes to the off-speed and trusts it here for Wohlers. He's kind of a paint-your-location kind of guy, rely on the slider, and does it excellently in that bat for a huge first out.
See how he responds here. Another right-handed bat. This time it'll be Martinez. He is a former Ball State Cardinal turned Arkansas State Red Wolf.
Wohlers threw against Clinton back on the 12th. 3 innings, gave up 5 earned runs. So for him, had a bit of trouble against this Lumber King squad.
And he lines one into center field, sending Donlin all the way back to the track, and that's over his head. Jacobs rounding third. He's going to score. Another runner rounding third. Peterson heading for the plate, and that'll be a 2-out base clearing double.
Yeah,
1 out, excuse me.
Huge hit from Jalen Martinez. This is a guy who's tied for the most at-bats on the Clinton Lumber Kings. So a guy who's a ton of experience, and that's RBI number 16 and 17 for him. And Clinton wastes no time. And with this being one of the biggest crowds the Bees are going to pull this season, it's important to kind of shut the energy down early and deliver one of those big strikes that Clinton does here early. Already 2-0. Runners in scoring position, too, to pair alongside that.
Fans continuing to pile in, but a great night here at Community Field. That one's lined over the head of the pitcher in Wohlers, sending in another runner. This time Martinez head for the plate. The throw from Donlin will be cut off and not in time. Make that 3 runs here in the first for the Lumber Kings, who continue to own the Bees all season long.
For Clinton, you couldn't drop a better start as Richards will make his way out to check on Wohlers. He looked like he was in somewhat control. The opening walk drew that to a 3-2 count, and then got a ball from Peterson that potentially could have been fielded up the gap. Ends up getting it off the leg, follows with a strikeout, and then Clinton just takes advantage of a prime opportunity. And Sam, this is the difference for me between the Bees and other teams in the Prospect League, is that a lot of teams they do a better job at taking advantage with runners in scoring position. That was something that Coach Stoley said in the pregame interview, and early on we're seeing Clinton just have a prime opportunity, 2 on, nobody out, and just draw back-to-back hits, make this 3-0 quickly.
And they have so many guys in that lineup, too, that are hitting over 300, and that is just so valuable to have. I mean, Martinez is hitting over 350, and the guy you struck out in Sherwood's hitting 333, so that's not a surefire out, especially with him in the 3-hole.
And for Carson Grout, the guy who just had the RBI single, this guy's committed to play at the University of Iowa, as he's ironically enough checked to at first. So for him, jump out on an early pitch, drive a ball really hard. This was someone that you said the last time we had Clinton that their team had a lot of praise for, and a guy who hasn't even played collegiate ball yet. Really nice at bat from him, but it's like you said, the big guys for Clinton who are stepping up here early.
Now it's Hackworth at the plate. This will be Hackbarth. Only his second game here with Clinton. Takes a slider on the outside, called strike, and quickly 0-2. So that slider has been a nice pitch here for Wohlers early on against those right-handers, but if you can't control it on the outside portion of the plate, it's been getting hit very hard for that put-away pitch. We'll see if he goes with the slider once more on 0-2. He does, and that one cannot find the zone, just buries it away, does not get the swing and miss on Hackbarth, who's proven to be a really successful hitter. His one game, 2 hits, one of them being a home run, so scary guy to have in the 6-hole. Could be a sneaky threat for some pop. Slider strikes him out. Strikeout number 2 for Wohlers on the inning, and both coming by a slider.
Nice pitch, like you said, with the slider from Wohlers. I like to see when he gets to some adversity to rely on that slider and be confident to locate the spot with that pitches. If he wants to continue going, potentially for some length, 3 runs isn't the end of the world, Sam. He's going to need that pitch, and it's good to see him go right back to it after a bit of a tough couple at bats.
Now long inning continuing here, already down to the 7th spot here in this Lumber King lineup. This brings up Gordon. Gordon, who is catching in today's ball game. Now that Wohlers needs to limit the damage and hope his offense can back him up. That ball's lined in between short and third, and that'll be a base hit. A 4-hit inning for the Lumber Kings, and not even close to being over yet, although it's 2 outs. We've seen a lot of 2-out rallies just crumble the Bees and take a lot of momentum out of the Sails early on, with already 3 plated across. A left-hander coming to the plate. It's a scary situation for Wohlers and the Bees.
3 hits in 3 games for Noah Gordon to begin his Lumber King career. So the guy who didn't see a ton of action at North Dakota State University, fitting in well with the Summer League team and keeps the line moving.
Wohlers fires in a first pitch strike on the outside of the left-hander in Timmons, a guy that the Bees are all too familiar with, seeing him in seemingly every matchup these teams have had. Timmons only a .227 hitter, but all those hits have come pretty much against the Bees, so we'll see if he can continue to supply that average that he has so well against this Burlington team. Down in the 8th spot here in a 1-1 count after taking a borderline pitch high and outside. 1-1 coming from Wohlers. Waits, looking at the runner at second now, dealing. Slider that he did not get a great grip of, and now it is 2-1.
Yeah, you can see that theme of not getting a great grip. He takes his glove off and just rubs off both his hands on his pants. Wohlers needs one more pitch here. I'd like to see the slider to try to get this back to 2-2.
See if he can go with a back foot slider. Goes to the back door instead and gets the called strike so quickly. 2-2, and you're 1 strike away from getting out of this inning with stranding a couple runners, and yet you've already allowed 3 runs. Don't want to let this ball game seemingly be over before it started. Slider, strike 3. So 3 strikeouts for Wohlers to end the inning. All of them swinging, all of them sliders, and we'll see if the Bees can slide into some runs, start the bottom half.
$10,000 cash tonight if the Bees player hits a home run through the Blackwater Mini Golf Hole-in-One Home Run Challenge sign. Located in left center field, 380 feet from home plate. Tonight's lucky fan is Jack Gray. They've already won a gift certificate to Blackwater Mini Golf downtown on Jefferson Street. Pick up your prize at the Bees souvenir stand located just inside the ballpark by the west entrance. Remember, you must be present in the ballpark when the home run is hit to win the $10,000 cash. Will Otto Ludicky and William Townsend please report to the gate by the first base dugout. You are today's contestants for the Pilot Grove Savings Bank Watermelon Eating Contest. Once again, Otto Ludicky and William Townsend, please report to the gate by the first base dugout.
And welcome back to Community Field. Sam Egan alongside Liam Sample. The starter in today's ball game will be Owen Kaufman. Kaufman, a Ball State Cardinal who did not see too much time in his season with the Cardinals. He's got a 4-pitch mix and started to develop a cutter, slider, fastball, and a changeup as well for Kaufman. Only an inning and a third for Kaufman, a 33.75 ERA for Ball State this past season, but was part of their conference championship team in 2023. And Kaufman's a guy who's also very familiar with this mound, pitched at Southeastern Community College, so kind of a homecoming for Kaufman in a way in his first time pitching at Community Field this season.
Yeah, thrown against the Bees previously this season. That came at Nelson Corp Field. 4 innings with only 1 earned run and 1 hit let up. So a guy who has kneeled and dealed his way through the Bees lineup and doing it, like you said, at a place that's very comfortable for him. Only 1 year removed from his collegiate career at SEC. It's pretty cool to see a guy from SEC, not really from this area. He comes all the way from Grinnell, Iowa, turned that to a Division I career at Ball State, and now just trying to sharpen his tools as he gets ready for his second year with the Cardinals.
Kaufman, who was 3-1, had 3 saves and a 4.5 ERA at Southeastern Community College. So it was primarily a closer there, was a reliever for the Cardinals as well. So seemingly his first action on the mound as a starter since high school. And we'll see how he does having to give his team some length. First pitch on the outside, called for a strike to Jackson Reed. Looking to have a huge bounce back second half here for the Bees. 0 for 4, 2 strikeouts on the stolen base Friday at Jackson. Takes another pitch on the outside. This one called a ball. So a guy who's been stellar defensively, looking to make himself a true 5-tool guy with the bat, and we'll see if he can do it here and against a tough guy in Kaufman, who's had a 3.6 ERA this season in the Prospect League in the first half.
For
Kaufman,
the
sorry to
issue has
interrupt
been
you.
strikeouts with 17. But as a guy who has 3 stolen bases on the season, if he's able to get on potential for a steal opportunity with his speed and defense, he's hard not to put in the lineup, just trying to get it to go at the plate for the guy all the way from Arizona.
Good approach from him there, just to foul off the first pitch he sees on the inside portion of the plate after Kaufman, who's been very aggressive attacking the outside in the first 3 pitches. Kaufman's only decision is a loss for him, this being his 4th start of the season. Low pitch makes it 2-2. So good at bat here coming for Reed and trying to work into potentially a leadoff runner aboard. Just what the Bees need here. Just need to get a run here. Don't need to get all 3 back in this inning. But a tough offense in Clinton. Takes the pitch just off the outside. A great lead from Reed makes it 3-2. Kaufman trying to figure out where that pitch missed, whether it's down or outside. Still didn't miss outside, and now has to do that pitch one more time and see how the approach changes on 3-2. Big payoff pitch coming. 3-2 from Kaufman to Reed. Fouled off. So we saw payoff pitches to both batters to lead off the ball game. It was Jacobs for the Lumber Kings, who ended up walking and later scoring 1 of 3 runs for the Lumber Kings. And we'll see if Reed can have a similar result for the Bees here. Payoff pitch once again coming. Kaufman to Reed. High pitch, but got him swinging for out number 1. So would likely would have been called ball 4 to Jackson Reed. Got a little bit aggressive, and Kaufman reading the aggressiveness of Reed after fouling off the previous pitch and gets him to strike out on a high fastball.
Nice pitch from Kaufman. Rely on your velocity when it comes to those push or shove situations. He just attacks high in the zone, and it works well. 18th strikeout on the year for Reed, so a guy continuing to struggle with the K.
Kaufman is emphasis on a big right-hander, standing at 6'9", 220 pounds. And talk about Bobby Hell, who has that deceptive velocity as Akers skies one into right field. Going to be a tough play for the right fielder in Sherwood, and making the catch just out of our view for out number 2. So 2 quick outs for the Bees after a 3-run top half for the Lumber Kings, and seemingly any momentum the Bees had and all the life at Community Field already deflated early on here in the first.
Uncharacteristic from Akers to go after a pitch early in the count like that. This is a guy who's had hits in a couple straight games, so weird to see him kind of do that in that situation, and just got caught on a really nice play from Sherwood. He made that catch almost going away from him on that foul side, so Akers gets aggressive. I don't necessarily hate the decision there, down 3 runs already, but it comes back to bite the Bees on a really nice defensive play.
Now the Purdue commit, and boy, the designated hitter tonight was in the outfield last night as he swings at the second pitch he sees on the outside, grounds it to the second baseman in Contreras for out number 3. A 1-2-3 inning for Owen Kaufman, and the big right-hander is coming up big here for the Lumber Kings. It's going to be 3-0 heading top 2.
But she's not just going to hand it out. You have to earn it. Let's hear you, Bees fans, scream for your pizza. don't forget to check your program. You might be a winner. There are 3 lucky ads this year. Quesos on page 15, Dairy Queen on page 17, and Jet Stop on page 31. If any of these ads are stamped with the official Bees logo, report to the souvenir stand to claim your prize. Congratulations to Deb Connolly. There, the Jimmy John's Fresh Pan of the Game has won a free sub from Jimmy John's. Claim your prize at the Bees souvenir stand.
Beginning of a 3-game set between 2 divisional foes, and one that Clinton has done unbelievable in 4-0 against the Bees, and after that first inning, well on their way to make it 5-0. Hi, I'm Liam Sample, joined alongside Sam Egan. Second inning of Stars, Stripes, and Fireworks Night at Community Field. Had a chance to look at some of the fireworks we're going to see post-game this morning, and we have quite a show taking place after the game. For those of you watching on our PLTV broadcast, we'll keep that running for a fireworks show. It's 9-1-2 due up for the Lumber Kings after that 4-hit, 3-run inning, one in which they stranded 2 on base. And we'll start with Jesse Contreras, who fielded the ball to end the inning. Good to see Wohlers back out for his second inning of action after taking a ball off the quad. And the count quickly 2-0 on Contreras.
And with the top of the order coming up, doesn't get any easier for Wohlers. Needs to get an out here and hopefully just put up a 0 for his offense to just hopefully get back on track.
A freshman at a renowned NJCAA program in Heartland Community College, one that has done a lot of winning in the last 2 seasons. 10th game of the year for him, 5 strikeouts, doesn't have an RBI yet. We'll take the pitch to make it 3-1. Contreras a 190 batting average, but his on base is at 346. So a similar theme of Lumber Kings as this 3-1 will be up high, called strike. Home base umpire today will be James Cottrell, a guy we've seen a ton this season, and he draws the call there. Michael Herstein on the bases today, a guy we haven't seen too much this season. Payoff pitch on Contreras coming up. Wohlers deals. Off speed will be swung on, popped in the air to center field. Donlin will drift and make the play for the first out. So he wasn't able to do this in the last inning and get the first guy out, but registers Contreras on a fly out to center field and 1 away at the top of the second.
Big first out for Wohlers, and right now, after 3 strikeouts in a long inning, we're going to just limit the pitch count here and get some quick outs, pitch to contact, and already at 30 pitches, hoping to get out of this inning with under 40.
The Bees defense today is Spencer at first, making his 2024 debut. Agnew at second as the first pitch on the leadoff hitter, and Jacobs fouled off. Akers at short, alongside Lindquist at third. From left to right in the outfield will go Reed, Donlin, and Savage. So a sound defensive squad for the Burlington Bees. Interesting to see Lindquist at third and Agnew at second. As the 1-0 ripped up the right side, that's a base hit. So Clay Jacobs, his first hit of the day, has reached both times, and that's hit number 5 already for Clinton, who puts 1 aboard with 1 out.
Another big hit from Clay Jacobs, and that one just a line drive, just right past the first baseman out there. And Newbie and Spencer, fortunately, was just unable to get back. Be able to get to that one, just hit way too hard right past him, and just hit it a little slower. Maybe would have had a chance at that play, but that ball just hit way too hard for him to do anything with it.
A great find for Jack Dahm, the head coach of Clinton, and Clay Jacobs. 51 games played this season at Ball State. Pair that with 14 RBIs and 25 walks. You don't see a ton of guys who play on excellent Division I programs who did a lot of playing. Clay Jacobs, one of those guys. At least you don't see a lot of those guys in this league, Sam. So Dom, an unbelievable find with Jacobs, and one that I'm sure that Ball State is very excited to have back for his 5th season. The 1-0 count now on Rafe Peterson. It was his infield single that struck Wohlers and really got the momentum going for Clinton as he's quickly up 2-0. Peterson keeps it going with guys with just such good on-base percentages. A .360 this season for the University of Illinois Chicago senior. Another pitch on the outside will make the count 3-0. So Wohlers with some early adversity really uses slider to get 3 strikeouts and a nightmare first inning from him. Now he's going to try to quickly check Jacobs at first. That's a tough guy to get out on the pickoff move. Does have a stolen base this year. Has been caught stealing twice, though. But a lot of speed for the Cardinal. 3-0 Clinton lead here in the top of the second, and that's going to be a 4-pitch walk to put 2 aboard. So this Clinton team has already worked the 7th most walks in the Prospect League, and with 2 today, they're up to 176 on the season. And R.J. Sherwood, who had the strikeout last time, coming up looking for some revenge and opportunity to bring home some runs. Already has 13 ribbies this season for the big-time righty bat.
There's Wohlers, who's able to get him just with sliders all darting out of the zone. We'll see if he continues to go with that approach to Sherwood.
Missed that slider, this time on the inside. R.J. Sherwood, a 6'4", 190 pounds, Canton, Michigan native. So a lot of size for him, and you could just see it in his batting stance as he pops a pitch up foul. This one will go out of way. It was a fly out in foul territory from Landon Akers' bat, reserved the second out in the bottom of the second. Please don't get that luck this time. The count does go to 1-1. First and second here at Community Field. It's Star Stripes and Fireworks night, and the Lumber Kings quickly out to a 3-0 lead and threatening for more with runners on first and second. The Rock Valley College freshman, Wohlers, deals on the outside, won't get the pitch called for a strike. Cottrell, infamous for having a differentiating zone, in my opinion, tends to fluctuate a bit with how he calls pitches. Today, been a bit tighter, and that tight zone makes the count 2-1. Another pitch missed from Wohlers. 7 of his last 8 pitches have been called for balls, so it's struggling with location on his big pitch in the slider here early. That's leading to these woes. He already walked a guy in this inning. The 3-1 will be swung on, grounded to Lindquist at third. Tags the runner, throw to first. And that'll be not in time, and it doesn't look like he was able to grab that runner on his way to third, so it'll officially load the bases on an infield single. The last 3 runners have reached, and a 2 RBI double last time for Jalen Martinez, and an opportunity already to go out and grab a bunch of RBIs in this game with the bases juiced. Martinez had a ribby yesterday and a 1-for-4 game with 2 runs against Springfield.
Wohlers only went 3 innings and 5 earned runs against the Lumber Kings. That was back at Clinton on June 12th. Looking to avenge that here, but not on a great pace to do so here. Now the base is loaded and only 1 out. Have a force at any base though, so I feel like a ball hit right at the corners. You're going to come home with it. Hopefully you get that double play at first base, get out of the inning.
Pitch on the inside from Wohlers, just continues to miss pitches. That one rather not competitive on Martinez, who nearly had to get out of the way. An Arkansas State University Red Wolf playing in his 20th game with the Lumber Kings, already had 15 RBIs, and with a 3 here, you could get to 20 with his 2 earlier, and that could be quite the start to the day for him. All hypothetical is the count to 2-1.
Through Wohlers here, you have to just attack the zone. You've been missing too many batters, just giving him free passes.
This one will be grounded foul to third. Wohlers among the few with a number change for the Burlington Bees today. Rarely see a starting pitcher rock 4. I'm not sure we've seen a starter for the Burlington Bees get to go in the single digits, but hey, Wohlers making it look good. A guy who dons 22 for his college and gets to drop down 18 numbers today to the single digits. Now his 2-2. Guy and Martinez already has 2 RBIs today. Pitch will get away from Dunn. Wasn't in the zone. And will make the count 3-2. Christian Dunn, your catcher today. The Bees only brought 2 catchers on that road trips, and Dunn in Meyer. And Dunn's already got 12 games under his belt this season. Full count pitch, off speed, draws a swing and a miss. Already the 4th strikeout for Wohlers, and a big payoff. Gets a big guy out to put 2 on the board.
That is a huge strikeout and a huge confidence pitch there to go with a high slider. Risky idea there to give it to Martinez, a guy who has some big-time pop, came up with a double in his last at-bat, but able to get the swing and miss there on a full count.
First pitch on Carson Grout. He jumped out to the first pitch last time. That allowed him to bring home another run to make the score 3-0. Grout, the third baseman today, committed to the University of Iowa for next season. So Division I power. And quickly up 2-0 on 2 pitches missed on the outside for the lefty bat in Grout. Went to Mid-Prairie High School, Wellman, Iowa native. Was All-State in 2023 and committed to the Hawkeyes all the way back in 2022.
Still one more out to get it here. Need to just attack the zone.
As this one driven hard into right field, that's going to drop in for a base hit. Jacobs will score another runner round third. He will score. Carson Grout, 3 RBIs in his first 2 at-bats. And on the 6th hit of the game for the Lumber Kings, they're going to make this game 5-0, 7th hit. The Lumber Kings wasting no time, a huge lead here early.
And I love to say it's cycle wash here early on for Carson Grout, a single and a double, like you mentioned, 3 RBIs as well, and quickly could be the end of Waller's day here as the Bees do not want to let this game slip away more than it already has. It's the Bees team, last time they played Clinton, weren't even able to register a hit up until the 8th inning, but a big opportunity coming up here for Joe Evans.
This is the guy that Coach Old told me is his chaos guy to go into games when he needs length. And they're going to go to Joe Evans here, the Morton College sophomore, making his 10th appearance so far with the Bees. Already 24 innings for the young Morton College Panther. 12 earned runs for a 4.5 ERA. Evans had a blistering start to the year. Did not allow an earned run for quite some time. Been a bit of a sketchy last few outings for him, but already a pitching change. So Waller's day is over here early, and it's to Joe Evans to start things off.
Joe Evans got a save in his last outing, and he's just been pitching really well recently. He had 5 strikeouts in the previous outing before that outing with the save, so he's been really able to just attack the strike zone. His off speed, he's really starting to get a great feel for it. The best he said he's ever felt about his off speed, just being able to just throw it wherever he wants and hit the spot that he feels that he needs to hit. And right now with the tough part of the lineup coming up, just 1 out you need to get right here, but I mentioned he gets so much length. He can go 1 inning, get you outs. He can go 4 innings and get you outs. And right now they need Evans with already a 5-0 deficit right here just to at least get you to probably the 5th inning with just straight zeros.
The most important thing for Joe Evans is to throw the ball over the strike zone. Already 2 walks in this game. That came from Wohlers, who day ends at 1.2 innings of work. For Evans so far this season, has a whip of 1.71. That's been one of his focal points of struggle for the Morton College attendee. 2nd and 3rd, 2 outs, and a 5-0 game already. 7 hits early from the Lumber Kings as Joe Evans getting ready for his first pitch of work, coming into a sticky situation in the 2nd inning, set to get out Hackbarth, who struck out his first time, and Evans' first pitch called a strikeout. Evans did not begin the season as much of a strikeout pitcher, but has 23 through 24 innings, really doing a good job, like you said, relying on those off-speed to get swings and misses. Nice pitch up high, won't get the call. Evans had one of the most electric moments of the season at Springfield. Got the save with runners in scoring position, and he had quite a celebration on the mound. Not sure if you saw it, Sam, but he was fist bumping, he was screaming, and really gave the Bees some momentum, one they looked to carry over into the second half of the season. And with that O'Fallon game being ruled as an exhibition, this is their first official contest potentially. The 1-2 now. This one to be swung on, grounded, too short. Akers Field throw across the diamond, and that'll be in time at first. So Evans comes in and gets the job done with a ground out, but already a pretty tough inning for the Burlington Bees. 2 more runs put on the scoreboard and 3 hits with 2 more left on base. So Clinton continuing to bring the offense for the Burlington Bees, 5-0 through 2 innings. And the Bees looking for their first hit when we return 4-5-6-2 up.
You're tonight's winner of the Paddle Wheel Lounge seat upgrade. Congratulations, and please head to your new seats on top of the first base dugout. The Bees would also like to wish a happy 23rd birthday to Alexis Luddington. Happy birthday, Alexis.
So one of the fun traditions are these specialty jerseys for the Burlington Bees. These are ones they will wear today and actually wear on the road tomorrow, which I think is pretty interesting. I was able to ask our own Michael Shaw, one that both these coaching staffs are very familiar with, going to Mount Mercy, and he loses a complete digit on his number with the jerseys. He goes from 27 to 2, so another pitcher goes down to the single digit, but these are some really nice jerseys, very reflective of the American flag with the stripes on the bottom and then the stars on the top half of the jersey. So thanks for Shaw for being my model earlier as we get ready for the second inning of action. Liam Sample joined alongside Sam Egan, 5-0 Lumber Kings through 2 innings. And now Keanu Spencer with his first at-bat of the season for the Burlington Bees coming up here. Keanu, 45 games last season, 42 RBIs with the Burlington Bees. So this is a penultimate clean-up hitter. It comes into a 5-0 situation. The Burlington Bees still looking for their first hit of the day. First pitch on Coffin will be down in the dirt. First pitch of the inning from Coffin. Count to 1-0.
Also 10 home runs last season from Spencer. Don't need that right here exactly. Just need him to find a gap and hopefully put himself in scoring position.
3 home runs with Queens University of Charlotte. That's where the Phoenix, Arizona native spent this season of college ball. The infielder, a ton of size and a ton of pop. 6'1", 225. The count on him to 1-1.
Looking to come up with a big swing here. Righty-righty matchup here. Kaufman's been really good all day and all season long here for the Lumber Kings and the Bees. Looking to get to him for seemingly the first time all season long.
Big swing and a miss will make the count 1-2. On deck is Cooper Donlin. A threat and one of the big batting average guys on this season. One of the big batting average guys in the Prospect League. 17 straight on base. If you include yesterday's exhibition, you would make it 18 on base from him, so we'll wait to see if he can extend that streak. But first, we'll have the dangerous bat, and Spencer's first at bat of 2024 as a Burlington Bee.
Spencer can have the season that he had last year this season. Him and Donlin backing each other up in the order can create some havoc for other teams.
He'll drive this one up the left side. It'll get away from the third baseman and into the outfield. 1-for-1 to begin 2024 for Keanu Spencer. And what a way to welcome yourself back to Community Field. And he gets some well-deserved cheers here as he drives in the first Burlington Bees hit of the day.
That was a huge hit there. Now, Cooper Donlin, after a change of walk-up song yesterday, decided to go right back to where he's been comfortable all season long, and Donlin, who has that .511 on base percentage, just looking to continue that hot streak here with the runner on base.
.392 batting average for Coop this season. 18 RBIs and 17 straight on base. The list of accomplishments this season just get longer for Coop. One hit for the Bees in this 5-0 game. Only the second inning as the Lumber Kings hitting the Bees starting pitching hard, forcing a pitching change after another multi-hit inning already at 7 here early.
Donlin quickly ahead 2-0, and Kaufman now not really sure what to throw here. Shaking off his catcher's first few signs.
Donlin being a lefty draws a favorable matchup. Cooper Donlin has one of the best stories in collegiate ball. Pitched exclusively at Oakland in 2021 and 2022 before transferring to Hawaii Pacific. In 25 games, had 15 hits for a .313 batting average for a guy likely to see a ton of action next season with the Sharks. His 2-1 will be on the inside. Nice piece of catching from Gordon behind the plate, and that'll actually take us to their defense. Grau at third base, and then Ruth Peterson at short. Contreras at second, and Hackbarth at first, Sherwood in right, Timmons in center, and Clay Jacobs in left field, making up the Lumber Kings defense. And Gordon with a defensive test, but able to hold in front of him to make it a 3-1 count and leave the runner on first. The pitch, swing, and a miss. Make the count 3-2. A huge cut from Donlin here, who will just take a look at his bat and say, not really sure where that one came from.
I think that one there, too, he thought could have been a borderline ball and found his way on base via the walk. And we'll see how he responds here on 3-2.
Payoff Kaufman's pitch, and it'll be fouled off from Donlin into a very packed, or over a very packed fans on the third base side near the third base bar. Pair that with the hot tub deck above it. You got a lot of people here in attendance. One of the most highly attended days of the season, it being July 3rd, and having the fireworks after the game right in time for July 4th taking place here in 5 hours. Another payoff to Donlin. It'll be grounded up the left side. Bounces away from the third baseman and the shortstop. We'll wait to see how this one is scored. Either way, 18 straight on base for Cooper Donlin. That's officially his 30th hit of the season, and it's first and second with nobody out in the second.
Unbelievable stuff here from SideQuest Coop early on, and similar to Spencer's hit, just gets it right between short and third, but nice opposite field approach and a big payoff count there from Donlin, really making Kaufman throw a lot of pitches and seeing what he has to offer, his full repertoire. And now let's see what Lindquist can do after having to see a lot of pitches in the index circle and see how he responds to his teammate Donlin having to see a lot of pitches.
Lindquist hit the ball hard yesterday, including a double in that now ruled exhibition contest, so those statistics not counting. But has been hitting the ball really hard recently for an All-American at Rock Valley College. The 0-1 will be a check swing down in the dirt. He's able to hold off. Cottrell with a delayed check on that one, but we'll keep it alive. So what a year it was for Lindquist, a team that went 42-15 for Rock Valley, played in 52 games, 56 RBIs with a 415 average and a 723 on base. This is one the Bees have been really lucky to have in their lineup, and after those statistics at Rock Valley, that explains why. The 1-1 will be up high to make the count 2-1. A nice deceptive pitch from the big righty in Kaufman.
And strikeouts have been the Achilles heel for Lindquist early on. A lot of those in the first half for Lindquist. They're trying to limit that and be the true 5-out or 3-outcome guy that he's been all season long, eliminating the strikeouts.
Another one struck up the left side. The Bees have had two balls that have gone for hits, one that skipped over Grout's glove and the other that split the gap. And now look at Coach Oreskovich and Lindquist exchanging a laugh as Oreskovich was jokingly trying to field that ball at third base, and Lindquist and him both just exchanged the smile for the Burlington skipper. 2-2 count, runners on first and second in a 5-0 game. The Bees in need of a hit with nobody out. This one will be hit up the left side. That's a base hit. Runner will have to be stopped at third in Spencer. So Lindquist makes it back-to-back singles to start up this inning. Everybody moves up 90, and the base is loaded here for Skylar Agnew.
And each hit has gone exactly to the same spot in the infield. Must be a magnet there or something, but we'll see now with Kaufman giving up 3 straight hits and nobody out. What the discussion will be here on the mound, trying to limit the damage and hoping the Bees don't get all those runs right back here in one swing.
Apprentice versus master. This isn't Kung Fu Panda, it's Mount Mercy University. Jack Dom checking on his pitcher right now, and just a little over 90 feet to his left is his hitting coach and Owen Oreskovich. So just trying to calm Kaufman down. It was a really lights out first inning, and all of a sudden the Bees getting to him and in desperate need of runs. The tying run is on deck. Still quite a ways from that feat, and it's going to be the California native in Skylar Agnew. 48 games played there this year with 27 RBIs with the Bees. His 15th game today, 10 ribbies and a 208 average. So Dom makes his way out, trying to calm down Kaufman here. Kaufman pitching infamously at SEC and known well for his work there, and knows his field well in Community Field. Spencer on third, Donlin on second, Lindquist on first. It's up to the lefty bat, and Skylar Agnew has the favorable matchup as the Bees string together 3 straight hits. His first pitch getting away from the catcher. That might have been a suicide level run, so he'll stay at third, and Spencer and Gordon will keep that ball to make the count 1-0.
Great stop there from Gordon. Just keep that ball, although it didn't completely stay in front of him, he kept that ball close, making sure that runner and Spencer did not score there and putting a couple of runners in scoring position, and most importantly, eliminating the double play.
This one hit in the air to right field. That ball is carrying and will be caught by Sherwood on the warning track. Spencer will tag and make his way to third. The score, 1-0. Agnew comes up and gets the job done with a deep sacrifice fly. 2 runners move, and most importantly, 1 gets on the board to make the score 1-0.
Double play still in order for Christian Dunn, as that ball was absolutely smoked by Agnew. Unfortunately for him, hit it right at the right fielder. Sounded like a really good piece off the bat and potentially a game-changing grand slam, which would have been the second one for the Bees this season, but just falls short as saw a lot of the wind blowing out last night. No wind here tonight and not going to be a factor in this ballgame.
Runner will take off quickly in Lindquist, and he's going to slide in there safe. They're going to check Donlin quickly at third, so not sure it was a steal type play. Donlin may have just had an aggressive lead, but Lindquist not only takes away the double play, but puts a runner in scoring position on a really nice piece of running from him, and he'll rack up the stolen base. Nice gun from Gordon, but not there in time. So Christian Dunn steps up to the plate for the Burlington Bees. He adds 10 to his count with the specialty jersey, going from 31 to 41 with the Bees. 4 walks this season, 7 hits, and 5 runs. 2 ribbies for him with a 171 batting average and an opportunity for 2 more with just a single as a swing and a miss will make the count 0-2.
Looking for a big at-bat from Dunn here. Went 0 for 3 with the strikeout and a run Saturday at Cape, a 171 average in the first half.
Donlin on third, Lindquist now on second. With his 9th stolen base of the year, he's 1 away from the double digits, and it's a 3-pitch strikeout. It's done down on a big swing and a miss up in the zone. Nice piece of pitching from Kaufman, able to bounce back.
It's been Dunn who's really been struggling as of late. 2 for his last 25, and really hoping for Dunn to just figure things out. It's tough out for the Bees here, and one where they needed at least contact to hopefully drive in the speedy Donlin. Now you need to rely on Scotty Savage here in the 9th spot to be a second leadoff guy and drive in a pair of runs.
15th game for Savage, 6 ribbies with a 220 average and a 366 slugging. Kaufman's first pitch, dropped down in the dirt, will get away from the runner. Everybody will move over a base, so it's a wild pitch to make the game 2-0. Put a runner on third. You'll take it if you're the Bees, and they cut the deficit down to 3.
Get those 2 runs right back from Clinton that they scored in the top half of the second. Now, if you're at the Bees with Evans on the mound, you need him to continue to be who Joe Evans has been and shut down. And hopefully, if you're the Bees, get at least 1 more run here to make this a ball game.
The 1-0 on Savage will be swung on and popped up. It's Kaufman who calls. He'll get some help from third base, catch on the run from Grout, and that will end the inning. 2 runs on 3 hits with 1 left on base and no errors. It's the 4 through 9 who get it done for the Bees and chip away at this deficit. Evans out for his 2nd inning of work, trying to hold this deficit at 3. We'll see if he can when we return for the 3rd.
Guys, today we have William and Otto, and these 2 are going to be having a watermelon eating contest. Nothing gets more American than that, all right? All right, are you 2 boys ready? Okay, on your mark, get set, go. Oh, William is going at it. Otto has lost. Come on, Bees fan, let me hear you cheer for him. They're going hard on the watermelon right now. I did eat a piece of this watermelon, it's really good, so, there, almost there. Oh, let me take a look. I'm gonna have to say Otto. Otto is the winner. He has more white showing. Otto, you have won a piggy bank and a water bottle. Was the watermelon good? Really good. Alright, I like it. But most importantly, Bees fans, let me hear you. 1, 2, 3, let's go Bees!
And back to Community Field. Joe Evans on the mound for what will be his first full inning of work. Gotten out in the first batter he faced last inning in Hackbarth. Has the bottom of the lineup, to deal with here in this go around. It's Gordon, Timmons, and Contreras. 7, 8, 9 here for the Lumber Kings.
Already a hit today for Gordon. 3 straight with a game for these 2 teams. So needing their best stuff for both these teams in a huge set that will really set the pace for the second half. For the Bees, Sam, they had a big 3-game set against O'Fallon in the first set. Entered it, I believe, 2-1 or 1-1. Lost 3 straight, and then had trouble pulling themselves out of that hole. So this 3-game set, if it has the same kind of momentum as that O'Fallon series, could really set the tone for a huge second half.
It was a 1-0 start and then went to 1-3 after that O'Fallon series. Especially with the divisional opponent here, you take this division series as that ball's lined into right field. That'll drop fair. Gordon rounding first, heading for second. Throw gets away from the shortstop. Lindquist fields, and with Evans covering third, the runner will not go any further, but it's a single and a double for Noah Gordon, excuse me.
Already 4 hits in 3 games for Gordon, so he begins his Lumber King career with a bit of pizzazz. And speaking of hit counts, 8 for Clinton through 2 innings, and already in the third, up to 8 hits. It's just a really, really nice day of hitting.
Joe Evans, who always is pitching out of the stretch, continuing to do that here now with the runner on. His first pitch is at off speed that misses a little bit high and inside. Quickly 1-0 with the runner in scoring position on a beautifully placed ball there from Gordon. 1-0 coming from Evans. Off-speed got away from him and gets Timmons in the back. So quickly 2 on, nobody out, and a chance for even more offense for the Lumber Kings.
Last thing you want to see is control issues from a reliever you're hoping to get length out of. So for Evans, just trying to put it behind him and bounce back with Contreras coming out. A guy that Wohlers was able to get out on a center field fly out, first and second. Anything in the infield or a strikeout might be ideal.
He's got a couple lefties to deal with, but hit the first one he saw. See how he responds with a couple more lefties. First pitch goes on the inside. Slow roller. Second baseman Akers charging. Gets the runner at first base, but because the ball was hit so slow, could not turn the double play there. Now the double play possibility is out of order, and a really good hitter in Clay Jacobs with the opportunity to drive in a couple more runs, a guy who's already scored twice in this ballgame.
And with Skylar Agnew at second, I'm not sure there's anybody else in this Bees defense that can make that play with both his speed and his accuracy of throws. He made a really hard play look easy for what could have potentially been an infield hit and rips it away from Contreras on a nice play. So I almost think you can live with the runners moving up 90 as long as you get the out on a ball that was tough to field.
First pitch from Evans, a sinker that clips the back door corner. Called for a strike.
And I think that Agnew has built this reputation of defense here early. He plays all over the place. I think some of his best defenses come at third base. He comes over to second and then makes it look easy early.
Jacobs fouls a pitch off, and it's 0-2. The battle of southpaws here. The left-hander in Evans versus the left-hander in Jacobs. Division III St. Ambrose versus Division I Ball State. Huge pitch coming here from Evans, who's already had 0-2 in the left-handed Jacobs. Jacobs flourish against right-handed hitting. Lefties have given him a little more trouble. We'll see how he responds here on an 0-2 from Evans. Slider that just misses. Dunn able to keep that ball in front of him to keep that runner at third base. Make it 1-2.
Joe Evans, such a super guy. Came to the field bright and early this morning to help the intern crew take the tarp off the field. So we'll see if he can take some batters out of the order as he keeps the count 1-2.
Joe Evans, you mentioned he was on the field this morning helping us with the tarp, and just an all-around great guy, a guy you want in your clubhouse, and a guy that St. Ambrose is looking forward to adding to their roster next season. Evans waiting for his sign. 1-2, quick release. Low pitch, once again, a nice stop there from Christian Dunn.
Dunn has put a lot of work this season. We see him here all the time on the off days in the tunnels, working on both his offense and his defense, and I think he's just gotten so much better defensively from his first game. That was a really nice stop there.
2-2 coming from Evans. An off-speed that just missed high, and from 0-2 to 3-2 could be potentially disastrous. Evans had some pitches to work with against the Division I talent in Jacobs, and now we have to throw a strike here, and Jacobs obviously looking for a fastball. We'll see if Evans can deliver here on a huge payoff count. 2 runners in scoring position. Payoff pitch with 1 out. Slider, strike 3 from Joe Evans. The battle of southpaws, and Evans takes care of business now with 2 away, taking out a tough Division I talent is Division III Evans.
Nice work, and the first time Jacobs has been out today. The off-speed from Evans has worked really well all season, and that was one of his best of the season to go away on the lefty bat. Nice work, Joe, in 1 pitch to get out of this mini jam.
Doesn't get any easier with Wraith Peterson at the ditch. 266 hitter, but takes a first pitch strike from Evans. If you're Evans here, bend, don't break, and get out of this inning with no runs allowed. That'll bring a lot of momentum to the Bees dugout. And you know Evans, a guy who shows a ton of emotion on the mound. He loves showing emotion, both for us in the booth and for his teammates, trying to do so here with a huge momentum boost, whether it's a strikeout or any sort of out. Gets out of this inning with the 0. That'll bring some huge life to the Bees.
Yeah, we'll see. This is a tough at-bat in Peterson and an unfavorable matchup with it being lefty on righty. So just got to try to get to the inside of the zone, Sam. I think my key to the at-bat does it there to make it 1-2. And we'll see if he goes back to that spot.
See if he goes back to that spot, as you mentioned, or with the backdoor slider here. Peterson's a guy who's also reaching both his plate appearances so far and has gone on to score, so trying to eliminate that threat. 1-2 coming from Evans. A slider popped in the air. Dunn racing towards it, but that'll be a souvenir towards the right side.
And you're going to hear a lot of emotion from this crowd on the foul balls today. There are so many people here, much more than we see on a typical night at Community Field, excited for the fireworks and a little July 4th Eve celebration at the Hive.
Looking to celebrate those fireworks with some fireworks on the field and a potential B win. 1-2 coming from Evans. That ball's lined. Third baseman throwing over. And he gets some Joe Evans. Bend, don't break, and gets out of a tough jam. 2 in scoring position. Does not matter. Gets out of that jam. It's Clinton who leaves some guys on base, and we'll see if the Bees can respond with some more runs of their own. They got 2 in the bottom half of the second. Looking for some more runs here. Down 3. 5-2 heading bottom 3.
By the first base dugout, you are tonight's contestants in the Happy Joe's Tug of War contest. Once again, Riley Schrader, Hudson Gerst, Kai Brissy, and Caleb Brookhart, please report to the gate by the first base dugout.
And welcome back to Community Field. Sam Egan alongside Liam Sample. Bees kick off their second half officially here today after last night's exhibition that wasn't planned, but due to the rain, Mother Nature had other plans. It's the top of the Bees lineup here for the second time through against Kaufman, who's been a career-long reliever at the collegiate level. So we'll see how he responds having to go through the second time of the order for a rare, probably the 4th time he's done this in his collegiate career, all coming in Clinton this summer. Fires in the first pitch ball to Reed. It's been the second and third time through the order for Kaufman that have given him troubles. First time he's really struggled through the first time last inning as that ball's bloopered towards the left side as Jacobs will make the catch right on the line for out number 1.
I think you could argue that was in a foul territory, but getting some contact after the opening strikeout, you just can't afford to give up outs here for the Bees. Clinton playing some of their best baseball this season recently, beat that team that found gave the Bees trouble last night, 9-6, followed by an 11-1 win to begin their second half against Normal, and then one at Springfield last night after a 3-game losing streak for them. getting a bit hot after a tough part of their schedule. Lost 4 of 5 back between the 24th and the 29th.
And it was the middle line for the Bees that did damage. 1, 2, and 3 went down in order in the first inning, and Kaufman looking to do so again after getting the leadoff guy in Reed. It's Akers who takes the second pitch of the at-bat. It is 1-1. Akers swung at an uncharacteristic pitch out of the zone for him that ended his first at-bat to right field. Looking to avenge that here. 1-1, swings at a slider very well out of the zone. A great pitch from Kaufman. Very deceptive, and I think that height might have fooled Akers a little bit, seeing that ball just break so quickly.
Akers, a guy this coaching staff loves. Also had hits, I believe, in 7 straight games.
It's another low pitch, though. It is 2-2. A count that should likely be 3-1, and I know Akers knows that as well, but looking to make the most of this at-bat here. A big opportunity for the Bees. 2-2 coming, setting up outside is Kaufman, and goes a little bit too far outside. 3-2. Love for Akers to manufacture his way aboard and bring up the heart of this lineup that's been swinging it so well. Big 3-2 coming to Akers. Lines that ball, third base. That one's going to be fielded by Grout, throw over in time for out number 2. So Grout's had a couple that he's just been unable to get to, and forgot right there finally to get one into his reach within his range, and quickly 2 up, 2 down. Second time that Kaufman has faced this 1-2-3 part of this Bees lineup, and both times so far he's gotten 5 outs and 5 batters.
This guy and Boyette, another guy who just crushed the ball. Did it at Heartland Community College. Talked about them earlier in the broadcast. 62 games there this season, 72 ribbies.
Rounds 1 in between first and second. Going to be a tough play. Kaufman covering the bag and able to get there just in time to beat Boyer. So an uncharacteristic 3-1 ground out to end the inning, and the Bees remain trailing by 3 runs.
Sponsored by Huffman's Farm and Home. Keep your lawn looking fresh all summer long with a new Cup Cadet mower. Make sure to shop Huffman's for all your lawn care needs. Huffman's Farm and Home. Right place, right price.
And welcome back to Burlington, Iowa at Community Field. Stars, Stripes, and Fireworks Night. It's a packed house at Community Field. I mean, look at the third base side today. Just an unbelievable showing out of the Burlington community, and the Bees trying to keep this a 5-2 game. 5 runs on 8 hits done in the first 2 innings from the Lumber Kings. An unbelievable showing of offense. Went down last time on some magic from Joe Evans, who stranded 2 in scoring position as the first pitch from Jalen Martinez grounded to short, mishandled, picked back up, throw to first, and that'll be not in time. So we'll wait to see if it's ruled as a hit or an error, but likely Martinez, who had the 2-run double his first time up, and it will be ruled as an error. Or excuse me, that was actually R.J. Sherwood. Now Jalen Martinez comes up. Sherwood reached on a single last time, and then able to reach on an E6. First error of this game by either side. We'll put a runner on first. Nobody out here in the top of the fourth. Evans may do some of his best pitching out of this stretch. We saw that displayed in the last inning where he left 2 on base and now faces another tough bat, Jalen Martinez. 4 seniors to lead off this order, and these are no easy seniors to get through. Some Division I talent, including Ball State, and then Martinez at the plate with the Red Wolves of Arkansas State. 2-0 count. Evans pitch will draw the swing and a miss. Dunn able to keep track of that ball enough that went behind him and strand the runner at first. So count to 2-1. First error of this game by either side allowed Sherwood to reach a base runner in every single inning and 2 left on base in every single inning from Clinton. So could be even more from this offense that already has 5 runs and 8 hits. This one blind hard up the foul side. Get out of the way, Coach Dom. And the count to 2-2. Liam Sample joined alongside Sam Egan. Starting to get a little bit darker, but no weather really to battle with. Going to start. Temperature began today at 85. Will drop down to 75 by 10 p.m. Likely when close to when that fireworks show will start between 9 and 10. Now the 2-2 will draw the swing and a miss. Second strikeout from Joe Evans. It does it again. It's a tough bat. That's Martinez's second time down today. So a really nice pitch from Evans to draw the swing and the miss on Martinez. 5-2 game here at Community Field, and 1 away in the 4th. Will bring up the 5-hitter in Carson Grout. His first pitch will be line foul to make the count 0-1. Grout already 3 RBIs today. Had a 2 RBI double last time he was up, followed by a single. This is the second full inning of work for Evans. Grout was the last batter that Wohlers saw as he'll drive this ball hard into right field, and that'll just go foul. That was a spot that he picked the last time, landing right on the chalk line. Determined fair. Allowed a run to score, or 2 runs to score, and him the double. That time hugged that chalk again, but this time right of it. And the count 0-2. Evans 1 pitch away from getting the second out on the board of the runner on first. Pitch way outside. Nice fielding from Dunn behind the plate, and the count to 1-2, 3-2, or 3 hits compared to 8 from the Bees. A 5-2 game against this Lumber King team that has won 3 straight and has 3 straight against the Bees, starting with this game. The pitch on Grout will be lined foul, so the count to 1-2.
And if you're Evans here, had that loud strike on the foul ball earlier, so don't want to keep attacking in, and the guy who's seeing that inside pitch really well just got to continue going away and hope for that swing and miss.
The 1-2 popped up into center field. Donlin will charge, gets there in time for the second out, and 2 straight registered after the E6 allowed a runner to reach, so nothing will be earned after this situation for Evans if runs were able to score, and the fly out to center field puts 2 away. Evans 2 strikeouts here so far, and trying to get out of his second full inning of work will bring up Hackbarth, Hackbarth Dons 40 today, a Mount Mercy product, comes all the way from Wisconsin. It's 2 outs away. 5'11", 190 pounds, only his second game so far, has a slugging of 1.250 after a home run and one of his 2 hits through his early at-bats. That was in game 1 of his career as a Lumber King, as the count falls to 1-1, has a strikeout and then grounded to a 4-3 last time he was up. That was the last out of the second and the first batter that Evans saw.
Yeah, it's an OPS near 2,000. That's just some unbelievable stuff, obviously in a limited sample size. But when you have a home run in that short time frame of at-bats, that's going to lead to a little bit of a skewed slugging percentage, on-base percentage, as well as average. But right now, a guy that the Bees should definitely be fearing at the plate because he has already showcased some definite pop. Evans once again getting to a 2-strike count here, a guy who already should be out of this inning with that error from earlier, and we'll see if he can come up with another big strikeout here to get out of the inning and really trying to fire up his dugout one more time and hopefully get the bats rolling.
Swing and a miss. Strike 3 from Joe Evans. This is class stuff for you would become to expect from Joe Evans. Another strikeout, strands a runner on base, already has stranded 5 through his 2 innings and a third. 5-2 remains. Back-to-back shutout innings from Evans. We'll bring the bats up in the bottom of the 4th when we return.
Thank you. We are honored to be with you again. Our thanks to everyone here at the Bees. We're very grateful. We have many tonight with us who are currently serving in the military or who are veterans. We are deeply grateful to each of you. You were trained to adapt and overcome, to endure hardship, to stand your post no matter what. We need every one of you. We need your wisdom and your dedication. We need your toughness and your inner strength. We are grateful for your precious families who have served along with you. We pray for all of you. All of you who have served, please stand. We would not be here without you. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you.
Thank you, Linda, and thank you, service members and veterans.
A touching tribute from Linda. Worked very hard to set this all up with honoring the veterans. Was here earlier this morning setting up a table, setting up decorations, and draws a standing O from both the players and the packed crowd here at Community Field. Hi, I'm Liam Sample. Welcome back to the bottom of the 4th. The Bees gave up 5 in the first 2 and have put zeros on the scoreboard since. Scored 2 in the bottom of the 2nd and zeros on the scoreboard since then as they look for more here in the bottom of the 4th. And it's a part of the order coming up that did some serious damage. The top half of the order 0 for 6, and it was Spencer who drew that rally in the 2nd, starting on a single. Pitch spiked in the dirt from Kaufman through a really nice appearance against the Burlington Bees earlier this season. And now looking to pick up where he left off. Went 4 innings of 1 earned run ball. Now out for his 4th inning of work. Doesn't look like anyone's up in the bullpen, so he could potentially go for more length as the first ball grounded to third from Spencer, and that'll get the out at first. So Spencer, the first time out as a Bee, as he grounds into the 5-3. And we'll bring up Cooper Donlin, his single the last time he was up. That is his 18th straight game getting on base for a guy top of the leaderboard in most of the offensive stats for the Bees. Also top of the leaderboard in some prospect league stats. So he comes up with 1 out.
This is an inning where the Bees need to get at least a run back after a couple of zeros from Joe Evans. They need their offense to dig into this deficit a little bit, and we'll see if Donlin is able to do so.
Evans, 2 more strikeouts in the last inning as the opening first pitch will make the count 1-0.
Kaufman has not walked any batters yet, so although he's gotten to a couple 3-ball counts, has yet to walk any batters so far.
Evans, 4 strikeouts, and Donlin 1 pitch away from a strikeout from his own. Kaufman, besides that 2nd inning, has had 2 1-2-3s through tough parts of the Bees order, giving up 3 hits and 2 earned runs alongside 2 Ks, and like Sam said, no walks. The 0-2 on Donlin will be on the outside to make it 1-2. A lot of size for Owen Kaufman, the Grinnell, Iowa native, 6'9", 218 pounds, pitched on this own mound in his 2-year collegiate career at SEC. Now, with Ball State through 1.1 innings this year, but 33 appearances with the Blackhawks as the pitch grounded foul will keep the count at 1-2. I don't know about you, Sam, but I really do enjoy seeing the career trajectories from a lot of players who are able to successfully make that jump from JUCO to the Division III, 2, or even 1 level. And for the big righty in Kaufman, able to do that, going from a renowned NJCAA school in SEC to a successful baseball school at Ball State, always gives me a smile here. It's fun as an announcer to be able to tell the stories of these players able to do such an impressive career feat. And he draws a huge strikeout on one of the best Bees bats to put 2 away. Another strikeout from Kaufman gets him to 4 on the day.
So you need a big 2-out rally from Lindquist and Kaufman, who has just been dealing so far, is looking to continue to do so, as he's a guy who's in the transfer portal as of right now and trying to find a new home and see if a guy who's starting to transition into a starter can find his role as a starter at a new school.
That's the point of this prospect league, is to try to develop things you didn't develop. Every time I talk to a player, I ask them, what'd you come here intending to do? Ontario told me he wanted to work on this pitch. Everyone gives you a different answer, and Kaufman developing himself well as a starter with nobody up in the bullpen. It's his battle to win through his 4th inning of work, and why take him out, as he's 1 out away from only giving up 2 runs and 3 hits so far. 1-1 here on one of the best Bees bats in Lindquist. Talk about a guy who dominated the NJCAA level. Lindquist, an All-American with Rock Valley College, a team that went 42-15 last year. On the outside, call the ball. So the count to 2-1. Liam Sample joined alongside Sam Egan. A lot of NC fans excited for some fireworks after this game. 3rd night with fireworks, 4th scheduled fireworks night, one of which had to be postponed due to some weather.
Lindquist now in a 2-2 count here, and we'll see if Kaufman, who typically likes to go into a little bit of an uncompetitive pitch on 2-2 before attacking the zone on 3-2, continues to go with that strategy.
As this one will be grounded just foul, so the count to 2-2. Firework night back on May 29th was the opening one. Had one rescheduled against the Rockabillys. So I actually think this is the 4th firework night of the year, and the fans here are very excited for it, Sam. 2-2 on Lindquist. Taking some time here as Kaufman after that foul ball. He'll step on the mound ready to go. 5-2 game. The Bees looking to avoid their 2nd straight 1-2-3 through one of the toughest parts of the order. Kaufman's pitch swung on, popped in the air shallowly up the right side. That's going to drop in for a base hit. A 2-out single for Jackson Lindquist. 3 hits in his last 3 at-bats, dating back to yesterday's exhibition against O'Fallon. And the tying run on deck will bring up Skylar Agnew, the only Bee so far, with a ribby on the sacrifice fly last time he was up.
There's Agnew, hit the ball really, really well. He's had a couple where he's just flown out to the warning track, nearly missing a home run, and that double he had as well, just clipping the top of the wall. So looking for his first B home run, seeing if he can do so here after just missing in his last at-bat.
Agnew, a double, triple, and home run this season. Actually hit one here at Community Field and was inches away from one his last time up. 1-0, 2 outs, runner on first. Now they're going to check this runner, and Lindquist caught in a bit of a rundown. Throw to second, and that'll be in time and end the inning. So Lindquist out, was caught on a nice fake from Kaufman, and it'll be Agnew who comes up in the next inning to start it off. So the runner stranded between first and second will send us to the 5th inning here at Community Field. 1 hit, no runs, and nobody left on base, so we go to the halfway inning.
Joe's Tug of War. Fans look down at first base where Rachel and Emily are with our contestants.
Hey everyone, today we have the Happy Joe Bros and the Eagles. These two are going to be having a tug of war. The winner gets the other team across the pizza. So you boys ready? On your mark, get set, go. Come on, Bees fans, let's hear it. These boys are working hard. Oh, we got some leverage over here. Little man is working overtime, getting close. Oh. The happy Joe Bros win. Give it up for the Happy Joe Bros. These two won gift certificates to Happy Joe's. What kind of pizza toppings are y'all gonna get? Oh, good answer. Let's go Bees!
So some mid-inning shenanigans and a funny Happy Joe's tug of war, and it's been a happy Joe Evans on the mound so far. He's been dealing since he's had to come on. Got out of his jam in the third inning that he did not create, and has escaped a couple jams that he has created himself in the third and fourth innings. So Clinton's still waiting to send their batter to the plate. Don't know what exactly the delay is here on the field.
I love watching Joe Evans pitch because he doesn't ever stop moving, Sam. And look at him right now. He's just walking around all over the place as the delay continues.
I don't know if it's a conversation with the Bees dugout or what exactly is going on here. A lot of just standing around. Still no update on what exactly we are waiting for here on the field.
Yeah, no movement in either bullpens. No movement in either dugout.
It's not like a fan ran on the field or something. I don't know why we're stopped right now. It's finally getting the batters to step to the plate here. And it'll be Gordon. So after an extended delay, we could get this fifth inning finally started here. It's 5 runs on 8 hits for the Lumber Kings and no errors. 2 runs, 4 hits, and an error for the Bees. It's the errors that were the kryptonite for the Bees in last night's contest. They get Joe Evans some run support after clean first 2 frames, a clean 2 1/3 innings so far for Evans. He's gotten some jams, but he's gotten himself out of each and every one of them. 1-1 coming. Slider on the outside that cannot be caught by Dunn and will not be framed and will be called a ball instead, and it's 2-1.
And on the other side, what a day from Kaufman in 8 innings against the Bees. Only 3 total earned runs. So with nobody up in the bullpen, it looks like they're just going to keep riding their starter, who will throw his 9th inning total against the Bees this season when we come up, and Evans just trying to match his energy.
Catcher Gordon takes a pitch that he did not like and swings and loses his bat. Somehow fouls that pitch off, but loses his bat in the process. So talk about a sword there from Evans, just making him really throw his bat. So sometimes you hear the approach when you're at 2 strikes, you just got to throw the bat at the ball and hope you make contact. Well, I think that's exactly what Gordon did there, just throwing his bat at the ball, making contact, and staying alive for one more pitch from Evans.
Yeah, that's an all-timer right there. You don't see that one too often. That when he was on the delay, Sam, I looked over at him go grab some pine tar from the batter on deck. He just grabbed his bat, so maybe he needed a little more pine tar there as he just lost complete control of it.
There's a little bit of a better grip on the bat. 3-2 coming from Evans. Fastball high. Got him. Strike 3.
Nice pitch from Evans. Had a couple different delays with the bat loss and the other thing, and the delay coming up to the bat, excuse me, not the other thing. I think that's 5 strikeouts here from Evans. He's dealing.
Unbelievable stuff from Joe Evans. He's just been so fun to watch here. And the spark that this Bees pitching staff has needed. Still no movement in the bullpen, and has some lefties to face here with Timmons, Contreras, and Jacobs. So with the bottom of the lineup, he hits Timmons again. It's the 2nd straight bat that Evans has hit Timmons. I don't think it's intentional, but Timmons will take the free pass any way he can get it.
Interesting for Timmons, and that's another base runner on for this team. They've done a very good job getting runners on. They've had a runner on every single inning, left at least one on in every inning. And I think it was just a complete loss of control.
See if he can get that control right back after losing it to Timmons in the last 2 times he's faced him. There's Contreras that grounded into a fielder's choice. It was a really tough play made by Agnew to get Contreras. See if he can get that slow roller up the middle. Potentially a double play for Evans, or just hoping to get an out here in any way, shape, or form. Love another 0 and hope your offense can back you up after it's been a quiet last few innings. Runner on the move in Timmons. Don's throw is high and will not get him. So after the hit by pitch, Timmons now moves into scoring position after he wasn't able to do so last time. It was two in scoring. Excuse me, it was a runner on second, and Timmons who got on first back in the third inning.
Stolen base number 5 for Timmons, so good season for him on the base paths. That's a big stolen base, like you said.
It's going to be a tough play. Ranging on it is both the left fielder and shortstop. Play at third will get away from Lindquist. Evans quickly hustling towards that ball. Sliding, and the ball rolls out of play. That'll score a run. So that little area marked behind the dugout is out of play, and as a result, that allows the runner to score, and the runner will move all the way from first to third on the blue pit there from Jesse Contreras.
So with the error, I think potentially on the throw, it likely will be an unearned run for Joe Evans. So just a tough situation, but now a runner on third on another defensive mishap.
It's been that kind of season for the Bees, at least so far, where all the defensive miscues continue to pile up, and as you mentioned, it will indeed go down as an unearned run for Evans. That ball's lined, shortstop fielding it, throwing over, and for the out is Akers, but that does plate across another run, and that Lumber King lead is right back up to 5 runs.
What a day for Clay Jacobs. Single walk and now an RBI on a ground out to make this game 7-2. It will be statted as an error. The second error is for the Bees. It's statted as single, and then Timmons advancing third, scoring on an error, which will be unearned.
See now with the bases clear, if Evans can just leave the damage at 2 and hoping his offense can come up with a big-time rally, something they haven't been able to do all year. But if they want a chance in this ball game, they're not gonna. They can't just have one run or leave runners on base. They're gonna have to have one of their biggest offensive explosions that they've had all season, and just get any momentum that they can get going to start the second half.
So that run also will be unearned from Evans. So he's still got a no-run let-up day going for him statistically, and just trying to keep it going. And it starts with an out here. Just get out of this inning and put it behind you.
3 innings, 4 strikeouts, no walks, and as you mentioned, still no earned runs for Evans despite the 2 unearned runs. Evans gets out number 3. Evans, a guy who ran into his fair share of bad luck at Morton College, had 17 unearned runs in his collegiate career and has 2 unearned runs back in that frame. And the Bees looking to back him up and get those runs right back, and we'll see if they can do so in the bottom half of the 5th. 7-2 Lumber Kings heading bottom 5. We're halfway home.
Sponsored by Anderson, Roberts, Porth, Wallace, Stewart, and Werner, LLP. We'd like to welcome our groups tonight. On the Greystone Party Pavilion, we have Carthage Veterinary Service. In the Lids to Go Hall of Fame suite, we have the Swanner Group. And over on the third base rooftop, we have the Des Moines County Farm Bureau. And on Stinger's Landing, we have some special guests tonight. The Bees would like to extend a special welcome to the Danville Bears 11U baseball team in attendance this evening, ranked number 2 in the state. Thanks for joining us at Community Field.
Welcome back to Community Field. We'll take a quick look at these jerseys. These are the first specialty jerseys of the year that aren't auctioned off. The red, white, and blue jerseys that actually be worn tomorrow at Clinton for game number 2 of the series for July 4th. Skylar Agnew will lead off the bottom of the 5th. The lead back up to 5 for Clinton after a 2-run, 1-hit, 1-error inning. The first inning where they haven't left somebody on base as Skylar Agnew, a big cut, the only B's RBI, and after Lindquist got caught on a check pitch, after Kaufman checked the runner at first, He ends up coming up to the plate again here. So a rare one at bat, and statistically, but getting to come up twice, and he'll take the pitch on the outside to make it 1-1. The only guy who's driven in a run off this pitcher in Kaufman, who has just thrown a ton of zeros up on the board.
Kaufman still is yet to walk a batter. Sorry to interrupt you, Liam. And looking, if you're the Bees, just need to find any way aboard. So if you're Agnew, you'll take a free pass. You'll take being the leadoff guy and just finding your way aboard if that means plating across a couple huge runs in this inning. Because if you're the Bees, you need 2, if not probably 3 to end this inning. Just keep up.
As Agnew driving this ball high in the air to right field, and that ball is gone. Home run number 2 on the season for Skylar Agnew, who skies it over the right field fence. Both of the Bees' RBIs today coming out of the bat of the Hawaii Pacific product, and it's 7-3 here in the bottom of the 5th.
So there's Agnew, who just narrowly missed a grand slam in his last at-bat, and with no one on base here, still a huge swing of the at-bat nonetheless, and cranks one over the right field fence, and this time it was Sherwood who did not have a play on it, and looking for Christian Dunn to continue the rally here after a leadoff bomb to start off the 5th.
So Agnew delivers his second ribby of the day, and after having his at-bat cut short the last time, he doesn't waste any time in this one and makes the score 7-3. The Bees did not have a single triple or home run on their 6-game road trip. So Agnew, their first home run in quite a big number of games, and that's the 10th bomb of the season for the Bees. And the count 2-0 now in Christian Dunn, now a 7-3 game.
Hopefully that rattles Kaufman and starts an extra base hit trend for the Bees and really start to dig into this deficit.
Nice off speed. Make the count 2-1.
Dunn, who's really been struggling as of late, 2 of his last 25. So right now you take a walk here just so he can get back in the swing of it and really find his groove.
So reignites one of the biggest crowds of the season at Community Field for Star Stripes and Fireworks Night. The Bees now within 4, which hypothetically can be done with one swing of the bat. And a big strikeout on a relatively uncompetitive pitch for the first out of the bottom of the 5th on Dunn.
And the struggles continue to pile up for Dunn. Struck out in 5 of his last 6 ball games, and just continuing to struggle with the bat here early on and hoping the rest of the lineup can pick him up.
So Skylar Agnew's home run made it 7-3, followed by the strikeout from Dunn. Brings up the 9-hitter in Savage, who popped out his first time up and well on his way to do it again as this one flied into center field. Will actually be a fly out. It will end up in the glove of Timmons and 2 straight away for Kaufman, who battles back. He's done some unbelievably good pitching as of late, Sam. His last 2 starts have been over 5 innings, and it started with 6 innings with just 3 earned runs against Illinois Valley, and then ended up getting the loss in that game. It was a 4-3 game, and then against Lafayette on the 24th, 3 runs, 2 of which were earned and 4 hits over 5 innings of work. Before that, 1 earned run against the Bees, and now a bunt attempted from the leadoff hitter in Jackson Reed, who's 0 for 2. Always a bunt candidate for him. It's 2 away, a risky call, but unable to keep it in fair territory.
Tremendous job here from Kaufman after giving up the leadoff home run and just not let the inning get away from him. And a couple of great sequences of pitching, a strikeout, then a flyout, and now just 1 pitch away from getting out of this inning with only 1 run.
Swing and a miss will make the count 0-2. Skylar Agnew's second home run of the year has a double, triple, and now 2 home runs. So quite a few extra base hits, and Hawaii Pacific quickly becoming the Burlington Bees. Maybe they could rename themselves the Burlington Sharks. Some of their biggest contributors offensively come from that program as Reed pops one up to the left side. It'll be just out of the reach of the shortstop and Peterson. Second hit of the inning, and the 2-out single for Reed for his first time reaching today. Reed now with 8 hits on the season.
With the heart of this Bees lineup coming up, this is exactly what the Bees need right now. A second mound visit for Kaufman that he will get. The first one in a couple innings. So he's going to stay out there as continues to be no action in that Lumber King bullpen. We'll see what the discussion is here for Kaufman, the big right-hander. So Kaufman, who stood at 6'9", not even the tallest player on Ball State's roster. He ended up being the third tallest guy on their roster. Will Jacobson and I'm trying to think who else. Both were taller, and Jacobson's 7 foot. 7 foot left-hander. Could you imagine just the thrill of a manager going from a 6'9" righty to a 7 foot lefty, some big height on that Ball State baseball team. And you talked about the potential of a Burlington B basketball squad. Ball State's basketball squad on their baseball roster could definitely give anyone a run for their money.
Runner on first with 2 outs. Mount Mercy's head coach currently owning his hitting coach, and Oreskovich. 4-0 for Clinton this season against the Bees. Beat them in a doubleheader. 3 of those games taking place at Clinton. The Bees have lost 2 exhibition games against the Lumber Kings this season. The 0-1 on the outside. Going to be framed to pitch to make it 0-2 on Akers. An uncharacteristic 0-for-2 day. The guy who came into this game on a 7-game hitting streak for the Bellarmine product. 6 hits so far total for the Bees this season. One of their best hitters at the plate, quickly down 0-2 with the runner on first. Reed takes off, pitch on the inside, and Akers will take the cut, but it goes foul.
It's Akers, who's reached in 15 straight ball games and looking to extend that streak here, and no better way for him to do it than just find his way aboard with 2 outs, 2 strikes, maybe get it the opposite way and keep the inning going for what really will be the heart of this lineup, a 3-hole hitter on deck.
Check this runner at first. So for Akers, was on a team that went 31-9 in his senior year of high school at St. Xavier, was the team MVP there. But Sam was also played soccer and the place kicker in high school. Talk about playing a variety of sports and doing it with your legs. For Akers, who had to do quite a bit of kicking with soccer and being a place kicker. So maybe he chose the wrong sport. I don't know if he's got a future in kicking some kind of ball, whether it's a soccer or football here, but I'm sure the Bees will take a ball kicked into the outfield in an 0-2 count. Now they triple check the runner at first, and you don't blame him for Reed, who was a stolen base attempt already.
It's not kickball, but need Akers, like you mentioned, just kick one in the outfield. Hopefully find a gap and score that speedy runner standing at first base.
As this one will be swung on, go foul. 2 gritty pitches gone foul for Akers. Looking for his 8th straight with a hit and extend that on-base streak. This guy had a bit of a strange start to the year statistically, but has really turned it on lately, an average near 300. 6 hits for the Bees, looking for more in an 0-2 count with a runner on first. The pitch, swung on, grounded just foul. That's 3 straight foul after 3 straight pickoff attempts from Kaufman, or in the midst of the 3 straight pickoff attempts from Kaufman.
And those pitches, especially that last one, wasn't really close for Akers. That one was near the dirt, just somehow able to foul that off. So see if Kaufman continues to play to Akers' aggressiveness, and we'll see if Akers continues to swing at these close pitches.
This one swung on and will go foul. This is one of the best 0-2 at-bats we've arguably had this season, Sam, for the Burlington Bees. And how surprised that you're having Landon Akers do it. He's been one of the team's best hitters.
Guy who really hits the ball hard and looking to continue to do so here. Infield is playing all the way back at the grass for Akers, and we'll see if he can just hit one right past him.
And that'll not be framed on the outside. Nearly was the strike 3 call. Helitech offers permanent solutions and waterproofing and foundation repair to heal your home symptoms. Heal your home with Helitech. The Bees trying to heal this scoreboard, trailing 7-3. A long at bat from Akers, just took his first ball. Now they're going to check the runner at first and Reed again, and he's just having to stay active on first. Maybe need some of that soccer athleticism we talked about with Akers earlier in the at bat. As the 1-2 runner will take off. That gets away from the glove, popped somehow in front of Gordon, and a stolen base will be registered, likely from Reed. Could potentially be ruled a wild pitch, but likely more of a stolen base due to that large jump he got.
Likely had the bag either way, and it will be the second stolen base for the Bees. Ball game long, both coming off the legs of guys named Jackson. This one from Jackson Reed, and now with the runner in scoring position. The Bees have struggled all year with stranding that runner in scoring position, and we'll see if they can avenge those woes that they've had all year long.
The 2-2 swung on, goes off of the cleat and rolled to third base. Fielded. The throw will not be attempted. What an at-bat from Landon Akers. 4 fouled off pitches from 0-2 to 2-2. And then an infield hit puts runners on the corners with 2 at-bats. 8 straight with a hit for Landon Akers. And this is getting unbelievable, Sam, for Akers. May have been one of the best at-bats of the season by a Burlington Bee.
Oh, we love that at-bat from Akers. Unfortunately, that ball ricocheting off Kaufman. He lasted off. He's doing all right. But the unfortunate thing for Akers more than likely is that ball doesn't connect with Kaufman. He hit that ball so hard, that ball was going right up the middle and was going to wind up and being a base hit and likely score that runner and Reed. And now you have to rely on Boyer to get this big hit coming with 2 outs.
First pitch will be ripped foul, and this is a candidate for RBIs. And Corey Boyette just recently joined this lineup, but last year with the Bees had 20 ribbies in 28 games and then had 72 ribbies with one of the best NJCAA programs in Heartland. They play over at a Prospect League team stadium at the Corn Crib in Normal, Illinois. Check the runner at first in Akers. The last thing you want is a pickoff attempt, and you can't blame for Kaufman for doing it. He got out of the last inning on a pickoff attempt. Tying run on deck is a new batter in Spencer Boyette. An opportunity to do some damage. The Bees try to capitalize on a 2-out rally. Only left 1 runner on base total in this game. Already have a run in this inning from a home run from Agnew. This ball will be ripped foul to make the count 0-2 on Boyette. Looking for anything from the 0-2, similar to Akers in the last at-bat.
And it's a guy who had 14 home runs this past season at the Corn Crib in Heartland. More of a lefty's paradise is that ballpark, and trying to see if he can just get one in the outfield here and drive in a run or 2. It's been good at bats from both sides, both Akers and Boyette fouling off a lot of pitches. And Boyette, the left-handed bat, a favorable matchup for him. We're seeing a lot of pitches. Kaufman's not been able to get the swing and miss this inning, and we'll see if Boyette can play that to his advantage and just put some good contact on the ball and drive in a run. Bees would need that desperately here right now.
Already have scored in this inning, a 7-3 game. The Bees only being out-hit by 2, outscored by 4. Boyette fouls another pitch off. And if you've been watching Kaufman throughout this game, Sam, this foul ball approach from the Bees is a really good idea in my opinion, because Kaufman, he doesn't throw a lot of balls. This guy attacks the strike zone very heavily and does not have a walk so far in this game. So for the Bees, they're like, all right, you're not going to give us pitches outside of the zone. We're just going to foul everything off we see, and it's worked for at least the last batter in Landon Akers. And Boyette trying to keep the line moving. Reed on third as a stolen base. And then Akers, an infield single, the 7th hit of this game. They're going to check Akers again. Jackson and Reed, 4th stolen base of the year. As Sam said, the 2nd of this game for the Bees.
All those foul balls, hoping you can straighten one out and really put a good piece on it. And with all those foul balls, you're putting yourself in a really good position to do so. Boyette's just missed a couple of balls, missing his barrel, and we'll see if you can put barrel to ball on this at-bat here in this swing.
And the pitch on the outside, rung up, called strike 3. So the Bees do get 1, but leave 2 on base in a 3-hit inning. 1 run, 3 hits, no errors, and 2 left on base. Sends us to the 6th inning here at Community Field. 7-3 Clinton after the home run from Skylar Agnew. We'll see you when we return in the 6th.
How you doing tonight? Okay, good job, third base. I expected a lot more from everyone here. So we're going to try it one more time. Hey, Bees fans, how are you guys doing tonight? There we go. All right, we got Layton and Garrett racing this race. Are you two ready down there? All right, on your mark, get set, go. Come on, guys. I didn't hear you cheer them on. This might be the close one. It is going to be close, I think. Garrett wins by a hair. Good job, Garrett. You won a free kiss meal, so let's go. Everyone, I want to hear as much enthusiasm as I can get. On 3, say let's go Bees. 1,
very costly strikeout to end that inning right there, and the Bees offense goes away with only 1 run and leave a couple more stranded. Lead is 7-3 in favor of the Lumber Kings, and a new arm for the Bees is on the mound. It is Vinny Morrow who will be the new arm, and it'll be a right-handed arm. So it's Joe Evans. Fantastic work out of the pen for Evans. 2 runs were allowed by him, both of them being unearned runs, and see if the defense can back up Morrow here and continue to put up zeros. 5 earned runs, all coming from the starter in Wohlers, and since then there's 2 unearned runs from Evans, and third arm the Bees will see here.
What a day. No walks from Evans alongside 4 strikeouts, 3.1 innings with 2 hits, no earned runs. And for a guy who got a save in the last time, here he comes with just a really nice day in terms of bridge relief. And now they go over to Morrow. Morrow, another guy who helped pull tarp with us this morning. Not sure that's statistically relevant, but really did appreciate the gesture from some of the Bees players coming out. Morrow, a big pitcher, 6'3", 215, Des Moines Area Community College attendee. 5 appearances so far this season with 9 strikeouts. Has given up 13 earned runs in his 8 innings of work. So looking to bounce back here as a bit of an inflated RBI or ERA at 14.63, but a really heavy strike throw as you're seeing early on Martinez.
Goes slider, strike 3, and that is the second strikeout here for Sherwood of the ball game.
Sherwood, excuse me. Nice pitch that time from Morrow, and he's changing it up here. Third pitcher this order's had to see, and seeing a lot of different stuff. I like that off speed there from Morrow.
This Bees bullpen has been really solid so far, and you see Sherwood talking to the rest of the hitters here in this Clinton Lumber King lineup, trying to give them a rundown of what Morrow's thrown. After seeing a left-hander for a couple of times through the order, back to the right-hander, we'll see how he responds, and Morrow just attacking the outside and quickly going over once. You mentioned Evans helped us with tarp, Morrow helped us with tarp, and at least both guys so far have no earned runs, so statistically proven that you'll help boost your ERA if you help pull us the tarp on days after it rains. So message maybe to the rest of the bullpen that come out and help pull the tarp, and maybe we can help deflate those ERAs a bit.
Yeah, I agree with you, Sam, especially for a team that's been...
That ball skied in the air. Agnew racing on it. Going to be a tough play, and will just bloop over his head for base hits.
And for a team that their focal point of struggle and focal point of focus for the second half is the bullpen pitchers. You heard Casey Soley talk about this message of trying to take pressure off of yourself. Maybe it's the pulling tarp that's, like you said, could be a message for them, as it allows you to get warm in the morning. And we'll see if Morrow can keep the theme going. That's the 10th hit already for Clinton. This offense doing a really, really effective job.
Last 2 hits for the Lumber Kings have both been off relatively weak contacts. Some just bloop flares that have landed in the outfield just over the shortstop, second baseman, and outfielders' heads. Just unable to get there on just usually a pitch that produces that type of weak contact results in the outs more times than not, and unfortunately for Morrow and Evans, it has not in those last 2 outcomes, and has resulted in runs for Evans in the last inning as well. So if you're the Bees, you just need to alleviate that damage and hope you can go back in this inning after some weak contact, maybe get a ground ball and get that out right back. Have balls grounded up the middle, off the glove of Morrow. Bare hand, throw over to first is in time. What a play, Landon Akers. Just a great reaction to read where the ball went off of Morrow's glove and somehow just narrowly able to get that out at first.
And for a lot of guys defensively, Sam, we talked about this at the top of the broadcast, are playing in different positions. Akers at short today, Agnew at second, and Linguist at third. All 3 of those guys have played different positions this season, and if you saw that play, you would not have guessed it from Akers. What a play to just get to that ball. Had to react as it took the strange bounce off of Morrow's glove, and then just gun at first.
There's Morrow trying to field the double play, and Akers instead bails his pitcher out after a really tough hop. We've seen those not go the Bees' way both this season and in this ball game. So Morrow doing a good job of presenting that one from getting any further than what it did, and salute his defense right there. And Akers with 2 errors early on here from the Bees' defense, and since then have limited the damage. It's 2 unearned runs right now. That could be the potential difference. There was 2 unearned runs last night that were the difference, and if you're the Bees, you're just hoping the unearned runs go both ways.
After that hot start for Grout, he's now 0 for 2 in his last two with a fly out and that ground out in the last play. And Hackbarth's been hot so far, but not in this game where he's 0 for 3. And if Morrow's able to get this out, it could be a big start to his day.
It's two of those coming by via way of the strikeout. Other was a ground out to the guy who made that last play in Landon Akers. Now a 2-1 count with a runner in scoring position for the Lumber Kings. Chance to extend that lead right back to 5 and get that Bees run right back. 2-1 is high from Morrow, forcing Hackbarth to get out of the way. Now a 3-1 count coming with Gordon standing on deck, who already has 2 hits in this ballgame. Guy who's 0 for 3 in Hackbarth. You want to get him to swing the bat potentially in a righty-righty matchup. Low pitch from Morrow and gets away for ball 4. So potential worst case scenario for the Bees. You walk a guy who's been struggling all day long and bring up a bat, and Nick Gordon, who has not been struggling as much, to say the least.
No, Noah Gordon has not been struggling. He has 2 singles in this game, and he's on to a hot start to his Clinton career after recently joining the team. And for the Bees, Evans did not walk a batter. So you haven't walked a batter since Wohlers was in his 1.2 innings of work. You don't want to give up the free pass, and that's been a focus point for this team.
And it's the Lumber Kings, who haven't walked anybody all day, so they know that not walking anybody is the key to staying in ball games. They have 10 hits, but they've also had a couple runners score on walks, and those runners have been the difference here. As the Bees have 7 hits, but those hits have not been coming in bunches, and with no walks, those hits aren't plating across any runs or more runs than they should be typically plating across. BC move usually does a good job of drawing walks, but at least in the early going here, Kaufman doing a good job of finding the zone. We'll see if the bullpen can follow suit. Morrow's pitch is low, and that'll make it 2-1. So this is a Bees team who was down 4 to the Lumber Kings back at Nelson Core Field on June 15th, They were able to get to that bullpen, score 4 runs before losing that ball game by a run. Morrow really struggling with the zone, a walk in the last at bat, and quickly behind 3-1, and no more delayed. T-Rich coming straight out of the dugout to calm down his right-hander, who did a good job of getting through the first few batters to start this inning off. And since then, some struggles here, and don't want to let this inning slip away.
Couldn't agree with you more, Sam, about not wanting to let this inning slip away. And for Morrow, you just want to throw the ball over the zone. That's all. It was effective in getting your first out. And even the single for Martinez was on weak contacts. You just got to find that ball over the play, and it would be huge for him.
See after the conversation from Richards what effect it has on the reliever in Morrow. Morrow's also been a starter for the Bees this season, so now coming out of the pen and looking for a huge role or a huge spot for Morrow in his new role.
Nice appearance earlier in the season with 2 shutout innings back on the 7th, so he's capable of getting the length and any big outs.
Both runners on the move. That ball's fouled off, and both runners will have to go back to their respective bases, and a huge payoff pitch with 2 away upcoming.
I love that approach from Morrow, Sam. Just if you can't find the zone, just locate it somewhere that's simple, high in the strike zone, draws a swing, the foul pitch. Like, that was just good coaching from T. Rich. Young coach, analytics coach, and he makes a really good call there, Sam.
Big payoff pitch coming, 3-2. That skips away from Dunn, and that'll be ball 4. So that'll load him up in a big-time pressure scenario. Coming up for the left-hander in Timmons, who has reached base in his last 2 plate appearances, but he hasn't had to do anything in the box. Has gotten hit on the first pitch.
Yeah, a weird day for him. 2 hit-by pitches paired alongside a strikeout for Blake Timmons. 11 ribbies this year, but does have 20 strikeouts now. It's a big at-bat for him in his 19th game with the Lumber Kings.
Big first pitch from Morrow on the outside of the plate, but gets Timmons to foul it off into the glove of Dunn, and that's strike 1. And big at-bat coming, bases loaded. If you're Morrow, you need to attack the strike zone. You cannot risk a walk or hit by pitch that drives in a run. The 0-1 coming. Timmons, he grounds that ball in between second and first. Going to be a tough play. Agnew spinning, throwing, and getting away from the first baseman in Spencer. Couple of runs are going to score, and this lead has extended to 6, 9-3 Clinton.
That's likely going to go down as an error, which means 4 straight unearned runs from the Burlington Bees, who are now up to 3 errors on the day. Just a tough play from Agnew. that got away. He made the good initial play, just wild on the throw. And a really unfortunate play to throw 2 more runs on the board for the Bees.
Air will go against Agnew, who made a really tough play having to show off that range, and unfortunately the throw was not there, and game for the Bees that looked like they could have got back in is now potentially in the hands of emergency rule, but the Bees limit the damage at 2 more runs, and it is 9-3, despite the fact that the Lumber Kings only have 10 hits, and we're heading to the bottom of the 6th.
Will Isabella Schaefer, Michaela Christensen, Riley Schrader, and Levi Busalat scoot on down to the first base dugout gate. Here today's contestants for the Scooters Coffee Scoot On Down 3-legged race. Once again, Isabella Schaefer, Michaela Christensen, Riley Schrader, and Levi Busalat. Head on down to the first base dugout gate.
And back here at Community Field, Sam Egan alongside Liam Sample. It's been a good game so far here at Community Field. Joe Evans was the story of this ball game for the Bees, trying to fire up their offense. Some big-time pitching and coming up with some big-time strikeouts. And Evans, as he typically does, shows some emotion. There's a big home run from Agnew, and almost lost his balance there on his trot. And that was a big-time bomb that made it 7-3 and gave the Bees some momentum after that last half inning, but an error from Agnew made it 9-3. So as the bottom of the 6th comes around, it's a new arm on the hill for the Lumber Kings, and we'll see if this new arm in Elijah Green can pick up where Kaufman left off, repping his team's colors with the green hat and his last name. One of the better relievers in the early going. It's going to be appearance number 3 for him. ERA that's just a tad under 3 with 2.84 and 6 innings of work, 6 hits. He's got 2 earned runs, 5 walks, and 2 strikeouts for Green. So has had some troubles with the strike zone. A big pitch to contact guy, and this is a guy that the Bees would love to have right now give up some runs. He's gotten some good luck in his outing so far, a high whip, a high opponent's batting average, but the ERA is not as high as you'd expect with those numbers, and we'll see if the Bees can dig into those numbers a little more and get those runs back, and then some. Should be huge here in this bottom half of the 6th. Bees team that needs offense desperately. Cleanup hitter in Spencer, 10 home runs in the Prospect League last season in 45 games with the Bees. 1 for 2 already here. Single later scored back in the 2nd inning to lead it off, and for the 2nd time he's leading off an inning and looking to do the same thing and spark up another 2-run rally or potentially more for the Bees. Takes a low pitch though that gets called a late strike, and now it is 1-1 to the right-handed bat.
Elijah Green, Eastern Illinois University attendee, also went to SEC, Sam. 2 appearances so far this year. He's going to have 2 earned runs. And now a delay here, 6.1 innings of work, has those 2 earned runs, only 2 runs given up and 6 hits. So the Bees trying to get to a reliever. It's been pretty consistent on the board so far to start off this year, Sam.
Missed that one substantially, having to get a new ball. Now 2-1 coming, and that one misses low. So after missing relatively high and inside, this one misses low, and now in danger of walking the first B all night. Guy Green, who's had some control issues all season long, and guy that the Bees would love to have continue those control woes and get right back into this ball game. 3-1 coming to Spencer. Takes a pitch on the outside, called for a strike. A great pitch there from Green on 3-1 to paint a corner, and Spencer thought potentially he had first base. Instead, big payoff pitch coming. We'll see if he gets some swinging. 3-2 coming to Spencer. Pitches inside and fouled off and will be a souvenir.
no idea how Spencer turned on that pitch to even get that much of contact. That was almost a freeze of the pitch on the inside of the plate, and he somehow turned, was able to get into the outfield. This is one hitter the Bees are super excited to have back after a really good last year. Started off with a single today, his first game of 2024, at least as a Bee.
Another big payoff pitch coming to Spencer. That pitch maybe went 50 feet and will be ball for one of the easier takes Spencer has had on a pitch that just bounced in front of home plate. Second time in 2 leadoff at bats Spencer has gotten aboard. This one is a walk, and hopefully for the Bees can start a big time rally here with Cooper Donlin stepping to the plate.
This is the guy you want, both for a big hit and both with runners in scoring position in Cooper Donlin. Been probably the best hitter so far for the Bees. I mean, Coach Soley literally said this is the guy they're probably most excited to have back in the pregame interview. For Donlin, 30th hit earlier in this game, and has 18 ribbies on the year.
He grounds one, second one over to first. Donlin's speed will narrowly beat out the double play. Still going to be a fielder's choice, and what could be a huge inning for the Bees is going to be the exact same situation with one out and Jackson Lindquist at the dish.
2 singles already for Lindquist. Like the way he's hit the ball recently. Done a good job just getting barreled to bat, as simple as it is, and striking the ball hard. Yesterday had the RBI double for the Burlington Peas, and see if he can carry over some RBIs in a day where he's already 2 for 2.
Not bad, looking to stay hot. Gets attacked inside, and that ball will go all the way to the backstop, and Donlin will jog his way into scoring position.
Nice work from Donlin, just keeping his eye on the ball. Really smart baseball player. Just jogged that one in. Free base for him. So the potential control issues after just a lockdown performance from Coffin with no walks and only 7 hits and 3 runs given up over his 5 innings. To be able to have some control issues must be refreshing for the Bees, and you just got to capitalize on them trailing by 6.
Just misses that off-speed pitch there from Green, and if he's able to make contact on that, a guy who hits the ball extremely hard, already 2 singles in this ball game, that could have been more than just a single for Lindquist. Instead, it'll be 1 ball, 1 strike with 1 out here. Bees have 3 errors and only 1 walk, and the Lumber Kings have 3 walks and have not committed an error yet, so that has been the difference in this ball game and why the score sheet is so drastically different. 1-1 coming. Lindquist takes inside and is now 2-1.
You like to see the Bees working this count more with a guy who doesn't attract the strike zone as much as Coffin does in Green.
So 2 full innings that Evans was in clean frames and multiple runs in every other inning since. There was 3 runs in the first, 2 runs in the second, 2 runs in the fifth, and 2 runs in the sixth for the Lumber Kings. And it's been the Bees who have not been able to have the same offensive fireworks that the Lumber Kings have had here on the Bees' own firework night. Head in the count again here, 3-1 to Lindquist. Swings at a 3-1 pitch on the inside. That's skied in the air, racing towards it, and making the catch is Hackbarth.
Nice work from Hackbarth to track that ball all the way in foul territory. Second out to the right side in foul territory for the Bees, and with a 3-1 count, that's the last thing you needed to put 2 outs on the board. But you bring your best batter up today in Skylar Agnew. I actually said earlier today, Sam, I may have said it to you, that I think Agnew was a really sneaky hitter in this 7th spot for the Bees, and he hasn't been sneaky today. Home run and sac fly. Opportunity for more ribbies. Could have a 3 RBI game with 1 strike of the bat.
Just an unfortunate bat there for Lindquist. You needed him to get on base there, and swings at a pitch that was likely ball 4 and getting a little bit too aggressive and recording his first out of the ball game. So it's Agnew at the dish. You mentioned a very sneaky hitter. Ahead in the count. Driving that runner, standing at second base in Donlin. Trying to inch the Bees back ever so closer. Despite the fact the Bees are only getting out hit by 3, they are getting outscored by 6 runs in the only category that matters.
Agnew, 12 RBIs now on the season through 15 games. So guy wasn't in the most consistent playing time, but he's really made his playing time count as he'll take the pitch to a 2-1. We talk about experience, Sam. Agnew, a junior, has plenty of collegiate experience under his belt, so you like his leadership abilities in the and now in the bottom of the order, you like his contributions to the offense for a very young Burlington Bees team.
Agnew takes a low pitch there, called a strike, so now from 3-0 to 2-1, and Agnew doing a good job of just maintaining his discipline at the plate after getting a call to not go his way. So now it's 3-1, and if you're Agnew after the home run last at bat, you're just trying to find your way aboard. You don't think you're going to get anything too hittable here on 3-1 after seeing what you did last time. 3-1 coming from Green to Agnew, who skies this one into left field. Jacobs ranging back at the track and making the catch for out number 3. So Bees leave more runners stranded. It's the Lumber Kings who've been able to take advantage at least so far, and they take the lead in the 7th inning, 9-3.
All right, fans, look by the Great River Health Bees home dugout. It's now time for the 6th inning shenanigans, sponsored by Anderson, Roberts, Porth, Wallace, Stewart, and Werner. Let's see what shenanigans Rachel has for our Bees player and contestant tonight.
Hey guys, we have Jace and Daniel, and for our 6th inning, Jace is going to toss the ball to Daniel, and Daniel has to try and catch them without them popping into the bucket. So are you guys ready? Alright, let's go. Oh. Come on, these fans. I think I can hear you cheer just a little bit louder. One pop. Hey, that's 3. Good job, Daniel. That's pretty good. Daniel, since you completed the task, you get a baseball signed by Jace and a gift certificate to the coach stand. Let's go Bees!
Leading off the inning for Clinton, left fielder number 5, Clay Jacobs.
Always fun in the 6th inning shenanigans. It is fireworks night here at Community Field. And a lot of people in attendance for what a dot by Jace to that kid in the 6th inning shenanigans. At the top of the 7th, Liam Sample joined alongside Sam Egan. Bees trailing 6, looking to avoid falling in their 2nd straight loss on top of their 5th straight to the Lumber Kings, a team they've yet to beat all year in a battle of apprentice and master with Coach Jack Dahm and Coach Oner Eskovich, part of that Mount Mercy staff. As this one driven, takes a strange hop. Nice play at short by Akers. Throw to first will be in time on the strange bounce. He's had to deal with a couple different bounces in his last 2 plays, but makes a nice play there.
So Jacobs, who started reaching in his first 2 plate appearances, has not reached in his last 3 at-bats, but some really good contact for him. Has driven in a couple of runs with some sac flies, but unfortunately for Jacobs right there, just hit it right at the shortstop in Akers, and that's out number 1.
So 1 away here in the 7th. Rafe Peterson comes up to the plate. Had the infield single his first time up, a walk, and then 0 for 2 since then with a ground out and a fly out, so still making contact as he's down 0-1. Morrow makes it 0-2. 2 unearned runs in the last inning. The last 4 runs have been unearned, and that's mostly due to the 3 errors on the scoreboard for the Burlington Bees. So defensive woes have caused the unearned runs, which are hurting the Bees now. You take those 4 runs away, Sam, and it's a 2-run game. Pitch fouled off to make it 0-2. Morrow finding his groove, throwing the ball over the plate now. Just got to get some outs.
Big game for the Bees tomorrow. We mentioned this is a 3-game set, and although you always would love to take the first of a 3-game set to really give yourself the advantage to win the series, have a big game tomorrow with your ace on the mound.
As this pitch popped up into center field, Donlin will fade and make the play for the second out. 3 straight retired from Morrow, and much needed pitching stability after a shaky start with 2 walks. You mentioned tomorrow, the famous and actually last Bobby Helt bump day. This will be his last pitching appearance for the Bees this season, one that you're sad to see go for the Bees. His mom in attendance had the chance to meet her earlier. Really lovely lady and super excited to watch her son pitch in what's been a very impressive season for the Lake Erie attendee and his 3rd season as a Bee. Had a chance to sit down with Hell earlier this season. Just one of the nicest guys you'll ever meet. Incredibly respectful and kind.
Comes from a great family. Obviously, we mentioned his dad before as Sherwood gets plunked, 3rd Lumber King to get plunked in this ball game. His grandpa played football at the University of Cincinnati, and his mom just one of the nicest people that we've got to come across here in the Prospect League. Actually got cupcakes for us the other day, so thankful for her, just, the generosity, both her kind words and her generous acts that she has given us all season long. And although we're going to miss having Bobby and the family around, it's been a great experience for the Helts to have around the Burlington community.
As the pitch popped up to the right side. It's going to land in a tough spot. Everybody trailing, but done by Agnew. Shows off his blistering speed to come over and get that ball. What a run. The catch. So no runs, no hits, no errors, and 1 left on base. Nice play from Agnew ends the inning as we go to the stretch here in a 9-3 game. The biggest crowds of the season, for those of you watching, are able to see in the t-shirt giveaway. 78 degrees, feels like 85. Sam, I see you on that camera. Why don't you pan over to that sunset over the left field wall? What a day weather-wise we've had here. A beautiful summer night, and the fans getting to see that sunset. Reminds me of Pink Skies. And Sam, we get a Zach Bryan album tonight, so I don't know if you like the song Pink Skies, but if you like, there's more where that's coming from this evening. So an exciting July 4th, and what a way to spend your July 3rd or Eve. Or July 4th Eve as the first pitch will be popped up into right field. Will register the first out off of the bat of Christian Dunn. So his struggles continue as he's 0 for 3 and will bring up Savage, who's also 0 for 2.
So it sounds like tonight you're not going to be getting any sleep listening
I don't know.
to Zach Bryan.
We have the bus ride tomorrow, so I might have to just wait. I feel like it'd be the smart thing to do, wait and listen to it. I don't know about you.
See if we have a little listening party on the bus tomorrow. See if that changes some walk-up songs as well, with obviously a lot of country fans in this lineup. We'll see if they go to the adjustment of Zach Bryan.
I'm not sure I've ever seen a Zach Bryan walk-up song at any level of collegiate announcing I have done, Sam, but, a guy who's really caught fire in the last couple of years in that country industry, and exciting to get an album on him on America's Day tomorrow. What a game will have between the Bees and Lumber Kings. We've been told that July 4th at Nelson Court Field is extremely fun, a day that they love to have a game on. There'll be fireworks there tomorrow like we will get tonight. The Bees are going to don these great red, white, and blue jerseys, as with the 0-2 now on Savage. 8-9-1 due up here in the bottom of the 7th. The Bees need to make up 6 runs somehow. Did have a 4-run comeback in the bottom of the 8th earlier this season, or top of the 8th against Clinton, as this one popped into center field by Savage. So 2 flyouts for 2 guys who are now 0 for 3 and 2 away in the bottom of the 7th.
Couple of flyouts for the Bees here, and although it has not been an ideal start for the Bees here to start this inning, they're making some good contact and hopefully feed off those positive at-bats into the next inning.
only the 5th pitcher total of this game in Elijah Green, and he's doing a good job getting Bees down. Left one on base in the last inning after an opening walk. 10-7 is the Clinton lead in hits. Stat that matters, the score is 9-3. Lumber Kings looking to go 5-0 against the Bees this season. And in this 3-game set, knowing you own the Bees number, it's going to be huge for Clinton to build some momentum. Already have won 3 straight and are 7 outs from winning their 4th straight. 1-0 will be swung on up the right side, fielded over the bounce, not fielded, of Contreras at second and into the outfield. Another strange hop off of this community field dirt allows Reed to reach. That's a 2nd straight time reaching. We're just going to wait to see how this one is scored. It will be a hit, 8th hit of the game, and 2nd straight for Reed, excuse me.
That was one that he got every stitch of. Would have been an incredible effort there at second base from Contreras on how hard that ball was hit, and just able to get through there for Reed, and now a chance at a 2-out rally for the Bees here with Akers.
Akers had that epic at-bat in the 5th inning. He capped off with a single. His first pitch on the inside, first time seeing Reed, or the new pitcher in green. So Reed, on just a weird bounce, Contreras was all over it and then just skipped over the top of his glove, and he fell dismayed with the ball. Now runner on first. Bees in desperate need of just any runs to keep this line moving. Pitch on the inside. It will be an excellent take from the eyes of Akers. One of the best hitters so far this season. A batting average near 300. 8 straight with a hit.
This Boyette standing in the on-deck circle is 0 for 3, and a bat that's due, and the Bees would drastically need here to just get him back in this ball game.
Was 0 with 7 RBIs in his first 5 games with the Bees on that road trip, and then only 1 hit in his last 2. Didn't have a hit against Springfield, and the Bees win on Sunday, and then had 1 hit last night in his first at-bat, and 0 for 2 outside of that, and then like you said, 0 for 3 today. So just a short-lived slump, trying to snap out of it before it extends into anything else, as they're going to check Reed at first. Reed already has a stolen base in this game, so they're just going to keep checking him here, and the Bees cheering and the dugout clapping, just trying to get in the head of the Lumber Kings either way.
Usually you hear a lot of booing after some pickoffs, so weird to see the hometown fans actually cheering instead of jeering here.
As this one grounded up the left side, will get past the glove of Grout and into the outfield. Reed stops at second. 2nd hit of the day for Landon Akers in the last 2 at-bats after an 0 for 9 start for the top 3 guys in the orders. Reed and Akers have both strung together 2 singles, and the Bees trying to put together another 2-out rally here in danger of stranding runners on base, which they've done in the last 3 innings.
There's this exact same scenario back in the 5th inning, so Agnew had homered, then back-to-back outs from the bottom of the Bees lineup before the top of the lineup came up with back-to-back hits, and it was Boyette who struck out in his appearance in the 5th inning and looking to avenge that here. An opportunity to drive in a couple of runs here in the 7th.
On the outside, Boyette will take the first pitch walk. While he's had a tough last few games, a really nice start still statistically for him. 6 games, 7 ribbies, 1 stolen base, a 360 slugging. So let's continue to drive the ball hard. 9-3 game, 1st and 2nd with 2 out. Elijah Green trying to go in and out of trouble. This one driven up the right side. There's a base hit. Reed is being sent home, picked up in right field, and the throw will be not in time. Boyette. Boy, is he amazing. 8th RBI in 7 games this season as a B, and it's 9-4.
Big at-bat there from Boyette, and you know he wanted that opportunity last time with runners on the pond, and this time with that exact same opportunity, he's able to come through, driving a run, and now the Bees have matched the Lumber Kings in hits, and unfortunately they're still trailing by 5 runs.
So definitely not ideal. Like you said, 10 hits on 3 straight singles. The catcher in Gordon coming out to calm down Green after giving up the 3 straight hits, and now trying to get Spencer out. Singled his first time, a walk his last time up, but 0 for 1. Or excuse me, 1 for 2 is his day.
Last 4 runs for the Bees have been unearned, so right now those unearned runs are looming even larger than before. Potentially that tying run scores, which would be tying run if it would not been for the errors in the last few innings.
First pitch from Boyette will be worked in for a walk, so 1st and 3rd, excuse me, with 2 out. And a big spot for Spencer for his first RBI of 2024. Pitch called strike on Spencer.
Close pitch on the outside there. Spencer checked his swing there, but no matter as that one just narrowly clipped the zone. So after 3 straight hits from the Bees here, Spencer trying to add on to the rally and keep the line moving.
42 ribbies with the Bees last year. The 1-1 popped up to the right side. It's going to be Contreras who fades, and he will make the play for the out. The Bees get one, but somehow it still feels bittersweet, Sam. 1 run on 3 hits with 2 left on base and no errors in the bottom of the 7th will send us to the 8th. A 5-run game. And the Bees, with the same amount of hits, have Clinton, have not been able to capitalize with 2 more left on base. Have left 6 on in their last 4. We'll see you in the 8th.
Boys versus girls, 3-legged race. We are going to see who really is faster right now. All right, are you 2 groups ready? On your mark, get set, go. Oh, we got a hopper. The boys win easily. I don't know what the girls are doing hopping. All right, you 2 boys. Oh. Okay, you guys get gift cards. What kind of drink are you guys going to get at Scooters? Good answer. One last time for the night, guys. 1, 2, 3, let's go!
Specialty jerseys here for the Bees at Community Field. We'll see those jerseys as well. Some specialty jerseys coming from the Clinton Lumber Kings tomorrow to commemorate our Stars and Stripes for America's independence. It's Michael Shaw representing the Stars and Stripes for the Bees here today and doing a great job at modeling that jersey for us.
Give me a smile, Sam. I was a little surprised that he did that.
Hey, it's a big smile, one of the bigger personalities on the team, and
great guy.
Loving to show off for the camera right there.
I mean, I asked him, I was like, are you going to smile? And he did. So I was pretty happy with that. I was able to snag that picture of him earlier. Thank you, Shaw, for being such a good sport. Like to see him don 2. You don't see pitchers don 2 too often, Sam, but I like it. You know, Jeter, Michael Shaw, pretty good legacy behind that number.
That ball's drilled into right field. No doubt about it. That baby will go for Carson Grout, and he's a triple shy of the cycle.
What a shot from Carson Grout. This guy hasn't even played an inning of collegiate ball yet, committed to the University of Iowa. That's his first home run as a Lumber King, in Clinton eclipses double digits.
Big hit, and that's going to be a scary guy for the Hawkeyes, and one they are thrilled to have. We've seen a couple of Hawkeyes come through Burlington here and supply some big-time at-bats, but now it's the Clinton Lumber King that's supplying the power here, and he knew it, got every stitch of that baseball.
Yeah, that was crushed from Grout. Not even an effort from Savage in right field. You can't blame him as that cleared that high wall.
This is a guy who forgo his high school senior season to play in the Prospect League as well as Sky into right field. Donlin running around out there and making the catch for out number 1. But a guy in Grout who forgo his senior season of high school baseball in Iowa, because for those who are unaware, Iowa does their high school season in the summer as opposed to most other states that do it in the spring. So he forgoed his high school season to play in the Prospect League, play with the Lumber Kings, play with this collegiate level talent, and get ready for that Division I Power 5 talent that is at the University of Iowa and that is in the Big Ten. And at least so far doing a tremendous job of doing so. That ball's grounded to the shortstop at Akers, thrown over. And that is out number 2. And very quick inning here. Home run within the first few pitches and a couple of ground balls as well as Morrow is working quickly here in the 8th.
Hackbarth out with the fly out, Gordon out with the ground out, but Morrow's first earned run and Grout's 4th RBI of this game. That's your player of the game, Sam. I know that's typically a soccer term, but you could give him the trophy. What a day for Grout, the University of Iowa Hawkeye commit, just making that coaching staff, I'm sure, very excited, Sam.
Yeah, definitely not a guy who I had circled as my pick to click tonight, but Grout nonetheless just producing big time in that 5 spot, and it's going to be a big threat at the hot corner if he can figure some things out defensively. As that ball Sky in the outfield, tough read there by the left fielder, but making the catch is Jackson Reed. So it was a first pitch home run to start the inning, and then after that, smooth sailing from Morrow, and it's a run for the Lumber Kings. They extend their lead by 1, 10-4 heading bottom 8.
Bees fans, please help us keep our ballpark clean by getting rid of your trash in this cleanup inning sponsored by Floyd's. Bees game day staff are making their way through the grandstand area, picking up any trash you may need to get rid of. Thank you, and go Bees!
And welcome back to Burlington, Iowa. It is the story of Carson Grout in this ball game here. Guy who has yet to have his first day of college classes and already taking the Prospect League to school. For the Bees coming up here, it'll be the 5, 6, and 7 here, starting off with Donlin. Donlin, who already extended that on-base streak to 19 earlier in the ball game, and right here looking to keep that streak going. He's gotten on base multiple times in 20 of 22 contests and has extended that streak here after reaching on a fielder's choice back in the 6th inning. But looking to do more of that here in the 7th half, or excuse me, the bottom half of the 8th inning. And although you can't get all 6 runs back in one swing, you'd love to just put yourself in scoring position and hopefully fire up the offense to just create a rally that just does not stop until you dig into this deficit, and the deficit is no more. First pitch from Donlin takes high, called a strike by James Cottrell. Great crowd on hand here at Community Field, and a very promising sight here to start the second half for the Bees. Donlin drills one right field, but right at the right fielder in Sherwood for out number 1.
Yeah, a bit of a strange day for Donlin. The single is first time to keep the streak going, but since then, only reach on a fielder's choice and 0 for 3.
And Donlin timed the ball really well there. Unfortunately for him, just right at Sherwood, and just maybe got the ball a little bit off the end of his bat. And if he doesn't get that one off the end of the bat, that one is likely his second home run of the season. The guy who doesn't really have too much power, but can display from time to time if he needs to. Jackson Link was 2 for 3 in this ball game. It's a meeting on the mound between Green and his catcher, Gordon.
I really do love this catching performance from Gordon today. It's something we haven't talked about is catching defense. I think it's been a superb game defensively on both sides. With defense, if you don't talk about it, usually a good thing. But for Gordon, he's only played in 6 games collegiately and 2 games with the Lumber Kings, and he's just showing off a ton of veteran presence with how he's addressed his pitchers. Just took that pitch with Green there to get it back in, then to strike the next pitch. So whatever he said clearly worked.
It was really good defense from the Hoots yesterday and really bad defense from the Bees seemingly these last 2 ball games. And the unearned runs have been what has been making the difference so far. And instead of this maybe being a 5-4, 6-4 ball game, it's 10-4.
Yeah, I agreed with you here, and that was the first earned run the Bees have let up since the 2nd inning. In the last inning, that homer for Grout. So their pitching staff's done all that you could ask for out of them, and having to go to the bullpen early, Sam, this is a team that's their biggest struggle has been bullpen. It's just the bat's not getting it done. That theme of something not clicking for the Bees every time just continues today. 10 hits, but runners left on base like there's no tomorrow.
Also been unable to draw those walks that they typically have been. They've finally been able to swing the bat and put up some hits with guys on base, but unfortunately, they don't have as many guys on base as they typically do with the walks and the stolen bases. That's another strikeout for the Bees. It's Lindquist going down for his 2nd straight at bat.
Yeah, tough for Lindquist to go down on that pitch there. The Bees only have 4 outs to try to overcome this, and you do have a good bat up in this situation in Agnew, who has 2 RBIs today. Only one of 2 Bees to have RBIs, and the only with multiple.
And Agnew, that last RBI that gave him multiple RBIs was one of the biggest swings of this ball game. You could argue in terms of distance, it was either his or the home run last inning coming off of the bat of Grout.
Elijah Green doing a very good job with the 1 earned run in his 3rd inning of work. Battle of relievers going length. Evans went 3.1. Morrow's already through 3. So all these middle relievers doing what their coaches are asking for them out of here, Sam.
He's let up a few base runners as he has all season long, but has been able to get himself out of any mess he has created, which has been extremely valuable for this Clinton bullpen. And as a result, they haven't had to go to their pen and really empty out the tank, which is huge here with the 3-game series with this team of not having to see too many arms here in the first going.
And they're one of the only...
The ball's lined into right field, base hit for Agnew. That's the second hit of the ball game.
They're one of the only teams to not let up, they're one of the only teams to have played Monday, So they have not that extra day of rest going into the second half. But this pitching staff, Sam, 6th best ERA, 8th best whip, and 7th best batting average against. This pitching staff's been just so good, deployed so well by Jack Dobb and his pitching coach and Walker Getz.
It's a team that is already 2-0 to start the second half, and Bees team who's in danger of losing their first ball game here, and 2 ball games left against this team. You seemingly have to win the next 2 to catch right back up to them. And there's a Bees team that dug themselves a gigantic hole in the first half. And here in the second half, no margin for error. And we'll see if they can start to get hot here at the right time after dropping what might be their first 2 if the results hold.
We didn't talk about that Agnew single. What a day he's had at the plate is done, reaching for the first time on a hit by pitch there. Now, could it be a 2-out rally again, or could it be runners left on base, Sam?
Seen the Bees been able to get so many guys on base and just not able to plate them across. Danger of leaving more runners on base here are the Bees.
And that's really been the question, all game, all year. Is this going to be runners left on base, or is this going to be more hits, Sam, or more runs? Because that's been the biggest problem for the Bees this year, is the runners left on base curse. Bottom of the 8th, 10-4 game, and the hits are 11-11, Sam. 6-run game, and you have the same amount of hits, both of which are over double digits. It's just a frustrating ask of something Sully talked to me about earlier today.
And it's funny, too, because Clinton's left 10 guys on base as well, but it's the Bees who are just leaving guys in scoring position that makes these guys being left on base stand out a lot more. Leaving guys on base with the bases loaded, 2 guys in scoring position, and prime opportunities where the Bees need as many runs as they can possibly get and just keep piling on, because no lead is safe here for the Bees and in the Prospect League. 2-0 coming now. Ball skied in the air. Hackbarth on the run. Going to be a tough play, and in and out of the hands of a fan in right field. So questions as to why maybe some of the fans aren't in the lineup today have been quickly solved, as I've seen some fans just not able to make a play on some routine fly balls earlier in this game.
Yeah, and I mean, if you're going to sit there and chirp the whole time, you better expect to catch that ball when it's hit to you, in my opinion. And to drop that ball there, that's a little disappointing for me. I don't know if that fan said anything today, but if he has, that's tough. Tough look.
Easier said than done.
100%.
But still, when you're in that moment, you're just like, I got to make this play, and just unable to do so. Obviously, a lot of fans and friends and family with him there as well, so be some bragging rights and some banter on the car ride home. But if you're a guy that heckles too, if I'm a player in the dugout and see that, I'd be heckling right back at the fan.
This is why we're not players, Sam. Check swing goes foul here from Savage. Back to the game. Sorry for our little sidetrack. He had Savage, while it's an over 3 day, pop out 2 flyouts. So it's not like he's not getting the back to the ball. I would like to see him just be able to connect with anything here. If it ends with a flyout, that's tough. That's a tough way to end the inning.
He's been getting under everything so far in this ball game. So looking to maybe bring that approach up a little bit and raise the bat a bit and see if he could elevate the ball and put it on the line. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. as Savage skies one in the air, high and shallow. Center fielder calling for it in Timmons. Jacobs right behind him, but does not make the catch. It is Timmons who does make the grab, and the inning is over. So the Bees leave more guys on base, more runners stranded in scoring position. 10 runs, 11 hits, no errors for the Lumber Kings. 4 runs, 11 hits, and 3 errors for the Bees. The defense and the left on base has been the difference so far. Will the Bees be able to get all these runs back in the 9th inning? We will see.
Tonight's winning numbers are 697 3913. Once again, those numbers are 697 3913. You may claim your prize in the souvenir store. The Bees thank all of those who played 50-50 tonight.
Bees fans, experience the power and excitement of live events with Ticket Smarter. You can find seats more than 125,000 live events ranging from sports to concerts and theater shows on TicketSmarter.com. Ticket Smarter is proud to be the official ticket resale marketplace partner of the Burlington Bees, providing a safe and secure way to buy and sell tickets to your favorite events. Next time you need tickets, think smarter, think Ticket Smarter. What a day so far. Here, a lot of fans likely have used Ticket Smarter to get in attendance. There are so many here. The fourth pitcher of the day used for the Bees, who trail by 6. It's Eric Kiewit. One both these coaching staffs know well, as he's a Mount Mercy attendee where he did not pitch his first season there. Went to Iowa Wesleyan, which closed 9 appearances so far this year, 13 strikeouts, but a 7.42 ERA. Kiewit seen a variety of roles this season, and now will come in to try to hold this score and set up a potential miracle 9th inning. Vinny Morrow's final stat line will be 3 innings pitched with 2 hits, 3 runs, only 1's earned. Pair that with 1 strikeout and 2 walks. What a day he's had after Joe Evans went 3.1. So the Bees, if you have a positive takeaway, your bullpen, a really nice bounce back day. And Kiewit just trying to close out the effort here. We'll show the jerseys for the final time. These will be displayed tomorrow in Clinton. The Bees wearing the red, white, and blue jerseys they do every year. Really love these jerseys. Give a nice touch to this July 4th 3 stretch of games against the Lumber Kings.
Leading off the inning for Clinton.
So for Clinton, it's 9-1-2 due up. Jesse Contreras had a single in the 5th inning. Outside of that is 0 for 3. Welcome to the 9th inning. I'm Liam Sample, joined alongside Sam Egan. The Bees near a miracle, and it's going to start out of the young Mustang and Eric Kiewit. 11 hits apiece in this game, and an offensive shootout. But runners left on base has striking both teams like a sickness. As the first pitcher, Contreras, popped up in foul territory. It's going to be a long run and will land actually in fair territory and be ruled as a hit. So nobody was able to get there. Lindquist gave everything he had. So did Reed, 2 speedy players. But Contreras puts it where nobody else can go for his first single of the game. Or second hit of the game, excuse me.
Top of the order for Clinton.
Now top of the order, coming up for the 6th time batting through the lineup in just 9 innings here. For the Lumber Kings, it is Clay Jacobs who will be batting for his 6th time. 1 for 4 in this ball game. Pair RBIs for Jacobs, and looking to just continue that hot bat where he's been all game. 2 runs for him as well.
The pop will just pop out of Dunn's glove. Runner Contreras will stop at second to a free base for him, and you just don't want to let up more runs. Already a messy start for Kiewit. Not necessarily his fault. It was soft contact that dropped that ball in. Ruled as a hit either way.
See, after some misfortune, if Kiewit can play the rest of this inning into his fortune and end up stranding a runner in scoring position.
12 hits for the Lumber Kings. Another pitch up high. Dunn will field this one and just try to calm down Kiewit. A bit of a shaky start for him. We'll see if he's able to bounce back. Both Jack Dahm and Owen Oreskovich, part of the Mount Mercy coaching staff. What a career for Jack Dahm, formerly the coach at Iowa alongside Creighton University, where he graduated. Now the coach at Mount Mercy. 2-0, Kiewit dealing with the runner on second. The pitch, check swing. And it'll be ruled. He did go by the base umpire today in Herstein to make the count 2-1. The Bees did not let up an earned run in a 5-inning stretch from the 3rd to the 8th, and the homer from Carson Grau ended that. Gave up 4 runs, all of which were unearned. Look at those 3 errors. Jacobs fouls one off, go 2-2. Grounded out his last 2 times, but one of those had an RBI that was back in the 5th. One of the best days of the year here in Star Stripes and Fireworks night. The specialty jerseys alongside fireworks, which likely will have to come with some sunset depending on how this inning goes. We may have to wait a tad bit after the game. We'll leave the broadcast running. Won't leave any sound. Don't want to hurt your ears. But you'll see the fireworks before we do end the broadcast at the end of the game for those of you watching on PLTV. So if you want to see the fireworks show, stay tuned for that. Always really well done. I actually got a sneak peek at the fireworks this morning. Don't tell anyone. I just watched them be brought in back to our back gate behind the outfield, but they were really, really nice show coming up. As the 3-2 comes up here for Jacob, swing and a miss. Kiewit, nice strikeout, and takes out one of the best hitters for this lineup.
What's your favorite type of firework?
Great question. I think anything that's, I don't really know the specific terminology in terms of the firework. I like anything that is big. The loud fireworks are not my favorite, but anything that takes up like a lot of volume in the sky, I'm a personal consumer of. I don't know about you, Sam.
I'm a big fan of those ones that, just kind of like sparkle down. Like,
yeah, those are cool too.
Yeah, those are kind of my favorite. Just, I don't know, I always liked them as a kid, and they've just always kind of seemed to frazzle my mind more than any other type of fireworks. So those are the best, I feel like, in my opinion.
So now it brings up Rafe Peterson. Had a single and a walk his first 2 times up. Since then has been 0 for 3. 10-4 game with a runner in scoring position. Kiewit gets a big strikeout. He's been a big strikeout guy this year. Strikes out Clay Jacobs. I talk about matchups a lot. I really do enjoy seeing an NAIA product striking out one of the better Division I talents in the Prospect League in Clay Jacobs. Now the 1-0 on this tough part of the order, and Peterson is done. Lets that ball get away from him and a runner to third, so some defensive woes from the Bees continue. And now from first to third goes Contreras on 2 balls that Dunn just couldn't find. So the count to 3-0 on Peterson and Kiewit. Need to find the count here tomorrow. The 4th of July festivals at the Lumber Kings at Nelson Corp Field. We'll have some post-game fireworks by Bill and Otto, so stay tuned for that before the Bees return Friday, and Capes and Crowns night at 6:30, all of which come against the Lumber Kings. Pitch missed will be a walk from Kiewit, so first and third with just 1 out, but does put the double play in order, and the boy do the Bees need it as RJ Sherwood comes up. Has 1 single back in the 2nd, reach on an error in the 4th, hit by pitch in the 7th. The other 2 at-bats were strikeouts. His 6th time up today, and a really class offensive performance from the Lumber Kings.
Looking to keep building upon that. This is a Lumber King team who, we've mentioned the Bees have struggled with runners on base. It's also the Lumber Kings who've struggled as well, 7 for 24 with runners on base.
Swing and a miss on the first pitch on Sherwood. His 2 strikeouts would really help out Kiewit also. As the count quickly to 0-1. Liam Sample alongside Sam Egan. For those of you who've stayed tuned this long, thanks for coming on. Really fun to be able to share this July 4th Eve with you all. I'm sure it's a fun couple days coming up for everybody. Likely you are off tomorrow. The Bees are not off. Play at the Lumber Kings at Nelson Corp Field, so stay tuned for that game at 6:30. We'll have a Mixler broadcast of that game. Pre-game coverage will start at 6:15. We'll warn you, I think a pretty cool interview is coming up tomorrow on the pre-game coverage, so stay tuned for that pre-game coverage. We'll kick off at 6:15. The 1-1 will be swung on. This one fouled off. Will go into the stands to make the count 1-2. Tomorrow, also the last Bobby Bump day of the season, one that a lot of these fans are excited for. He's just been such a pleasure to watch and a fan favorite, being his 3rd season with the Bees.
Talked about the deceptive velocity. It's something the Bees are going to miss a lot. And kind of something similar we saw today with Owen Kaufman, the starter for the Lumber Kings here today.
Wohlers 1.2 innings today, snapped a streak of 6 straight. As this pitch fouled off, will force the runner and Jacobs to go back. Snapped a streak of 6 straight games with 4 or more innings from every starter. Helt went 4 in his to keep that streak alive last time he pitched. And then Wohlers snaps that streak today. That was a whole rotate time through the rotation. Now the 1-2 on Sherwood after the walk from Peterson. First and third with 1 out, 1-2. Kiewit deals, swung on in the air to left center field. That is going to be a base hit and will score 1. Donlin picks up the ball in center field, so the score now to 11-4 on the 13th hit from the Lumber Kings. And Sherwood's first RBI of the day comes all the way in the 9th inning.
And when it rains, it pours. And I've seen this before between these two teams where it's been a close game and then the last few innings kind of slip away and make it seem like it's a little bit more lopsided than it's actually been. And it appears to be what will be the case once again here tonight.
Jalen Martinez, 2 RBIs, his first time up on a 2-for-5 day. On deck is Carson Grout. His 4 ribbies just has the bulk load of this team's offense on his back. Had the home run in the 8th. And a danger to coming up here if a double play doesn't happen. 11-4 game. 13 hits by the Lumber Kings. An offensive masterclass from the divisional rival. This one grounded to third. Lindquist will step on the bag. Now gun across the diamond. And that'll be in time. A 6-for-5-3 double play from Jackson Lindquist, getting the Bees out of trouble. 1 run on 2 hits with 1 left on base and no errors, and a 5-3 double play to end it. The Bees need a miracle. 7 runs to make up. We'll see if they can do it when we return.
Pitching for Clinton, number 8, Cade Turner.
Beautiful bridge innings from Elijah Green on a beautiful night at Community Field. Feels like 80 as Elijah Green. 3 innings pitch, 1 run, 4 hits, 1 strikeout, and 1 walk after the 5 innings from Kaufman. Will bring in Cade Turner, the Bettendorf, Iowa native, a freshman at Minnesota State University, to pitch in 14 games there with 6 starts with the Lumber Kings, 7 appearances, a 1-0 record. Does have 1 save. Not this is a save situation, but they trust him in these situations. 10 strikeouts with 5 earned runs for him as he just tries to get the final 3 outs of this game. Liam Sample joined alongside Sam Egan. Clinton 11, Burlington 4, and 3 more outs before the miracle. It's going to be top of the order. Reed, Akers, and Boyette due up. Eric Kiewit comes in. Throws 1 inning with 2 hits and 1 earned run. And will send us to the bottom of the 9th here after they tack on 1 more. 4 unearned runs today from the Bees. Have let up 8 earned and then 4 unearned to make the game 11-4, excuse me, 3 unearned. A 1-0 count on Jackson Reed, 2 singles last 2 times he's been up. So does his counterpart in Akers. These last 6 at-bats total between these top 3 guys who come with 5 hits. So just trying to do the same here and keep the line moving. A pitch on the outside will make the count 3-0.
On this approach here from Reed here, quickly getting ahead 3-0. And if you're the Bees, I think you just got to take till you see a strike and just get as many guys on base as you possibly can and dig into this deficit and hopefully make it respectable. If not, get back in it.
On the outside, that pitch will be rung up for a ball, so to 3-0 or 2-1, we'll call it a strike. We go to Reed. Bees playing tomorrow. First pitch at 6:30 against the Lumber Kings. That'll come at Nelson Corp Field for some July 4th festivities at the Bees' rival in Clinton, Iowa. Turner's 2-1 on the inside. It'll be called a strike. Turner was state champions as a sophomore, went to high school in Iowa. The D2 school in Minnesota State saw 14 appearances there through 41 innings with 18 earned runs in his freshman season. So a lot of action for him at the D2 school. Full count on Reed. Does have a save this year. The pitch, swing and a miss. Nice pitch from Turner up in the zone. Said come and get it, and Reed can't for the first out of the inning.
3-0 to strikeout. A great at-bat there to bounce back and get the strikeout. And now the Bees are 2 outs away from falling yet again to this Lumber King team and just really having troubles in this in-state rivalry early on.
Saw the replay there for those of you watching the broadcast. 2 outs now. After the strikeout, Akers up. 2 singles on a 2-for-4 day, 8-game hit streak alongside a long on-base streak. Beautiful sunset over the left field wall. See those for you watching. There's a 1-0 on Akers. Pitch will be worked on the inside 1-1. The Bees, with yesterday's game being ruled an exhibition, we'll see if that changes. Trying to avoid falling to a record of either 6-24 or 6-25, and then 0-2 in the second half of the year, and what could be their 10th loss at home. 1-1 on the outside. He called the ball, so the count 2-1. As Akers swings this one into right field, the charged slide and goes over the glove of Sherwood. Third hit of the day for Akers as he'll get it safely to right, or to second base, excuse me. So Akers with a 1-out double, his first extra base hit of game. 3 hits for him, and the Bees get something started here in the 9th.
Pitch nearly dropped and would have been an incredible play there by the right fielder in Sherwood. Akers just able to get that double, though, and all of a sudden his 3rd straight hit. And another multi-hit performance from Akers, a guy who's been swinging the ball really, really well.
So Boyette, the lefty bat, comes up with 1 out. Had the last RBI of the game on this 2-second beat to have a ribby. And that came in the 7th when he brought home Reed. As that pitch will bounce away from the catcher, and Gordon will be ruled as a wild pitch. And to third, Akers go, now 90 feet away. He's trying to make this one 11-5. Could tie Clinton in hits, looking to avoid falling 0-for-5 against the Lumber Kings this year. And if you include exhibition, that would be 0-for-7. Really hard performance for a team that went 3-7 against the Lumber Kings last season. And if they lose, we'll try to snap it tomorrow. The bad juju against this team at Nelson Corp Field. On the outside again is Boyette.
You mentioned that most times in baseball, your biggest competition are the games within your division, and the Bees, who've only won 1 game against Pistol Shrimp, have only won 1 game, or haven't won a game against Clinton, and only won 1 game in a limited amount of opportunities with the Lucky Horseshoes. I mean, this is an opportunity for the Bees where you need to win at least half of those games if you want to prove yourselves to be a playoff contender. And unfortunately for the Bees, at least in the early going, just massive struggles within the division. They've been relatively all right for how their record stands outside the division, but within games inside the division, they have just struggled mightily and has been the keys to their struggles.
As Boyette hits this ball softly to short. The throw will be not in time, so another RBI on the 13th hit of the game from Corey Boyette. 2 ribby day from him. He now has 9 RBIs, and the score to 11-5.
Also speaks to the Bees how unlucky they've gotten. Only 5 runs on 13 hits, so they've been doing a good job of stringing hits together, but they've just never come at the right times and have not been able to string together runs at a substantial rate.
So the Bees have some life here now, an 11-5 game. Boyette on first, reaching on the infield single for his second ribby of the game and 9th of the season, as the ball will hit Spencer. His third time reaching is reach single, walk, and hit by pitch, and they just keep the line moving. They're going to need a lot more, but got to start somewhere. We'll bring up Cooper Donlin, the team's RBI leader, with 18 at his 30th hit earlier in this game. So like you said, the Bees, no wins against Clinton, 2 against Illinois Valley, 1 for 1 in their 1 try against Springfield, and it's their divisional woes that have defined their record, and trying to bounce back in any of these games against Clinton. And if you even have a good inning here, put a couple runs on the board, you have momentum. You know you can score against them tomorrow, and just see if you're able to do so if you do come up short, but still need 2 more outs. Double play is in order for sure.
And with Donlin gets on base here, all of a sudden sets up the opportunity for a save. The Bees have already matched the Lumber Kings here in hits, but errors have been the difference here so far. We'll see if the Bees can take advantage of a big opportunity here and drive in a couple more runs just for some momentum here for tomorrow, or even get a late rally going today.
The pitch will get away from Donlin here. Runners will move over an extra 90, so control struggles for Cade Turner after getting the first out on the strikeout from Reed, and since then, the Bees just saying, hey, we'll take it, and they keep the line moving, Sam.
And that one went behind Donlin, so after the hit by pitch in last at-bat, this one goes behind Donlin, and likely will be the day here for Turner, who's not having his best go-around here.
So it's short-lived for Cade Turner, who will now leave a 1-0 count for a new pitcher. 0.1 innings of work for him. And Coach Dahm, who's only had to use now 4 arms in this game, doesn't really want to take any chances. You can't blame him. So 2 hits, 1 strikeout, no walks, and 0.1 innings of work, Turner. Got the pitching change coming up here, just trying to figure out who that arm is. It's going to be Carson Niebel, who takes over. Niebel this season, also a Bettendorf, Iowa native, attended Eastern Michigan University, an NJCAA school. In 4 appearances, has given up 3 innings, or in 4 appearances has gone 3 innings, only given up 1 earned run, 3 strikeouts, but 1 walk for a 3.67 whip. So he'll come in with second and third in a 1-0 count. One of the Bees' top hitters, Cooper Donlin, as he goes through his warm-up here. We'll take it all the way back to the 6th inning shenanigans, Sam. This was one of my favorite parts of this game. I mean, look at this toss from Figueroa right into the bucket of water, held up by the little kid, and he was able to drill 2 straight from Figueroa. He was just putting on a show, displaying his baseball knowledge. Hopefully see him in the lineup soon, as what a fun moment that was. And that fun moment was quickly taken away in the bottom half of the inning as Carson Grout's 4 RBI day. Or excuse me, this is actually Boyette's RBI back in the 7th that brought home a run to make it 9-4. And that's really when the fun was going on here at Community Field, and then that was ripped by them from Carson Grout's homer, his first as a Lumber King, to put Clinton in the double digits, and they haven't looked back since. Now 2nd and 3rd, the Bees trying to threaten, have tied this team in hits, but it's still an 11-5 game with runners on. So a 1-0 count that Niebel walks himself into, 8th pitcher of this game. And 2nd and 3rd on Cooper Donlin.
Niebel guy, opponents are only hitting 125 off of, so bring in one of their better arms here to lock down the scenario here. Hopefully get the save here, and so already a 1-0 count for Donlin.
Donlin ready. Opportunity to get to 20 ribbies. Already got to 30 hits today. Seeing some fireworks over left field. Looks like some kind of event way away in the distance. Shouting off some fireworks as Donlin's first pitch will be caught at second by Contreras. So first pitch that Knievel throws, and it'll be a line out to second. Tough break for Donlin. Thought he made good contact, but just slowed as it got in the air, and Knievel one pitch away.
Second time we've seen some action for the Bees just die in the air, and unfortunate for them is it looked like it off the bat that ball was just going to find a hole and drive in a couple more runs and make this ball game a contest for the Bees and make it a safe situation for Knievel.
So the next batter at the plate in the last breath of life for the Bees will be the righty-in Jackson Lindquist. Down 0-1 early with second and third Lindquist, who already has 2 hits today, looking for RBIs. Knievel's pitch swung on. It'll be pop foul, and he's 1 strike away. The Bees back in action tomorrow. And on a 13-hit night, are only able to score 5 runs. Have left 11 on base. Clinton has left 8 on base. Clinton's left 11 on base. The Bees have left 8 on base, telling the story of tonight. The 0-2. Swing and a miss. Strike 3 is Clinton to victory here, moving to 5-0 against the Bees. 3-0 in the second half. 4th straight win and 18-11 on the year. The Bees' 30th game falls them to 6-24, 5-10 at home this season. A quick game, 2 hours and 57 minutes that had 26 hits, 8 runners left on base in this game by the Bees, and a tough day from their arms. Sam, give me some of your thoughts here.
I think for the Bees, it was just some defensive blunders that did not go their way. And for the Lumber Kings, they were not walking any batters, which I think the Bees need to hope for tomorrow's get some free passes and some more timely hitting for the Bees. It was the